Here we go. Just on the edge settings there, just sorting stuff. There we go. So all good. All back to normal settings wise. Bit of a I'll just switch this light a bit. We moved a light after coming into the room by accident. There we go, we're all good. Oh, good hell. I'm hearing noises down there, so that's never a good thing, trust me. But he pricks downstairs. Okay. Hello, Sonic, Mr. Dillon. Aaron Schneider, hello. But yes, Sonic 0707. Nice, awesome picture of Ghosty. Yes, exactly. I thought we'd have just a little change on this one. The starting soon's different, this one's different, the browser image surround is a little different. It just something on this one, just it was Fantastic Face related, because we've got the 30th anniversary ones coming, and yeah, already there's people trying to tease and bloody do stuff and say, oh, look, I'm the first to show you 30th anniversary Fantastic. It's like, what's it matter who's first? Let's just see them and let's see how we're going. But yes, but yeah, the original Ghostface there on the picture just has that difference about it, doesn't it? Has it all sort of, how can we put it? The Fantastics seem to have a more of a scowl look to them, rather than the symmetrical mask types later on, shall we say. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But yes, are the 30th anniversary shipping out already? No. I can see this has got people thinking the wrong thing already, hasn't it? It's no, there's nothing. 30th anniversary Fantastics are not out there. All it was, if it's the one that I think you're talking about, it's just a sample. That's all it is. It's just a sample. So every time there's a new mask type, at some point, obviously, the main UK distributor will receive a sample of the mask type. So in the past they received oil slicks, before that they received the 25th anniversary sparkle hoods, the EU stamps, you know, they all receive basically all the new types of masks as the sample mask. Some will have differences on the header tags, others will have a header that's a Scary Movie header but it's just been flipped the other way around, so it's just white both sides and it'll just be blank. But yeah, it was on Instagram, the halloweenstore.co.uk, which is not near me in the UK, but I think it's down south if I remember correct. Yeah, they'd been to the showroom of the main distributors for the UK. So main UK distributor got a showroom, people do get to go there, there are stuff, different mask types and costumes obviously in the showroom. And that's what had been posted recently. I'd spoke to the UK distributor today. I phoned him up, says, look, have you got sample masks? He goes, yes. I said, because I asked him a little while ago, says, can I have the sample mask at one point? The last time sample masks were sort of, everyone was trying to get them, was the 25th anniversary sparkle hoods. Mad About Horror had the sample, I had the sample, a couple other people had it. We had to keep forwarding it on, and then we don't know who ended up with the sample, whether it went back to distributors or whether it ended up with another fan. But yeah, basically the 30th anniversary recreated Fantastic Faces is at the, I think there's just the one, but it's at the UK distributors in their showroom, and people go there every day and they take pictures of the products, and that's just one of them. So there's no actual stock of the 30th anniversary Fantastic Faces coming yet. It is just samples. So I said to the distributors today, it says, am I allowed to have the 30th anniversary sample at one point, seeing I had the other one a couple of years or so back? Yes, he goes, yes, of course. He goes, but of course, he says, at the minute, just leave it in the showroom, let people see it, that's what it's doing in the showroom, and basically in a month give me a ring, we'll sort it out, we'll see if we can get it out to you. So basically it'll just be a sample mask on a header tag, which is believed to be the tag which is not the same as the background on this stream, you know, with the Fantastic Faces sort of colours. It's basically a standard Ghostface tag with 30 years of Scream on it, which is a little logo that's seen on the Fun World website with regards to the products. They've also got Father Death on. So if you look at the Halloween Store UK, you'll probably see on their Instagram or wherever else they post. I'm not sure about the Facebook, I haven't looked, but yeah, you'll see basically that it's going to be a different header from the standard Fantastic Faces, what we have had in the early 90s, of course. So again, I've spoke with RJ several times since the last stream, well, numerous bloody times. But remember that they're also looking at the Fantastic Faces recreation with a standard shroud, and also more light has been shed on the subject of the one that's already coming, because it's a two-piece shroud, and now the pictures on the product listing show you a standard shroud and then a hood edition, a hood attachment that goes on top of that. Although the standard shroud on the 30th anniversary is not the same cut of fabric as we would have seen in the vintage ones. So again, we already know, and we've already been told, that they are working on other version of the recreated Fantastic for the future. And I've already said to RJ, I says, I'm sure the 30th will go down well with fans. I says, but have you considered also green, orange and pink? And he's like, oh, okay. So whether that comes or not, who knows, I says, but just consider the fact that on the vintage masks, and obviously of course from the early 90s, I says we did get the fluorescence in those types, so if Fun World could pump out some fluorescence, the fans are going to appreciate, plus it will be just the standard shroud as well. Let's have a look. Thank you, Mr. Cloud, always good to always good to see that an explanation that's tried to be stretched out and explained properly is appreciated. Sarky git. Saw a video about a week ago complaining about a Gen 1 remake and how people are going to scam with them, but I think extremely easy to... Yeah, I think... Yeah, there's so much to think about already, isn't there? There's always going to be someone complaining, isn't there, you know? There's always going to be someone complaining, and I think basically when you compare a Generation 1 compared to a one that's coming, you're going to see noticeable differences, and one of them's going to be straight away the vinyl, the rubber, the PVC, whatever you want to call it, the latex, and yes, you'll be able to see from there the difference. One will absolutely pong of vanilla and glow, and the other one won't pong of vanilla. Do we know Fun World Div is on the chin? Yes, Fun World Div is on the chin at the back of the mask. This was confirmed start of the year, I think it was. And I said to RJ, I says, look, can we confirm that the chin is either this or that? Because the question is going to come, and the question did come very quick. And he goes, yes, just so we know. It is a copy of a Gen 1, hence being a copy of the chin also, hence being a full recreated Gen 1 mask. It will have Fun World Div. I was like, thank you very much. I says, what about the header? And he's like, yeah, we'll have to see with the header. And then that was that. So I do like to think that with whatever's being worked on with the standard shroud, and if we do get any other colours from that, as in the pink, orange and green, then I like to think that the header will be recreated with regards to the Fantastic Faces, and it's not like it's impossible to do. and it basically comes out nice. But there's things I've seen in the past where you just play with colours or text or fonts, and you're just like, oh, that looks okay, this looks good, but if you're going to do something fantastic wise, you're best to just do the original header, or at least to complement it in a massive way. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that in the future they get a Fantastic Faces based header, even if they're reshrouded, because the machine stitching will be different. So yeah. That's pigment of the vinyl, plus they're all second exactly, they're all second dimple from what we see on the higher quality images now. But let's have a look. I did go on the new 2026. I know there's a new 2027 link, but on Funworld's site, but I did go on the 2026 one earlier just to see what we could look at with regards to the mask and the quality of the images, and they have put additional images on to the listing, in which you can see what it's like with the two-piece hood all at once, and then basically you can see the one piece on its own, which isn't the same cut as we say. Let's see if we can do this, and then let's basically do this. There we go. And as you can see, when you go here, and then I'm going to do this, open in new tab, the actual image, this is what you're going to be seeing on the header. So see this 30 with the scream on it and the Ghostface Father Death. I would expect that to be on the header. Yeah, make sure you're looking at the right bloody camera. But if you look at this, really, it's almost exact carbon copy, so you could say. Yeah, we know it's double dimple. You can see there's even brief mould scars at the side of the mouth. Only brief, but you can see just on this image. But then you go back to this, and this is when you got the difference in what we call the cut of the shroud, where it's just like a, it's not even a semicircle, is it, on the bottom of the mask there? But if I go again, properly look at the image, look at it, man, the detail in the mouth, detail the little bits in the nose, it's picking up every imperfection possible. But you haven't got the streamers, the dreadlocks as I used to call them. You haven't got the tassels coming down the side of the mask. It's all just one sort of sealed, should we say, shroud. But look at it, it's a recreated Fantastic, man. So it's not exact. But yeah, you're going to be seeing, I would expect, 30 scream there. Obviously we know what that means, and the Father Death and the Ghostface on the header. But again, that's just one thing. But when you see all these different images, but weirdly enough, I didn't look at this one earlier. Just see if we can see part of the copyright. God, it's hard to see with the light on it. But we have been assured, don't we, that the Funworld div will be on the chin, so don't be too worried about that. But yeah, all these images have been added to the listing. I don't remember this many images last time, but it does look a little beauty. Just look a little beauty. And then there's your second part of the hood. So this basically goes on top with hook and loop attachments, they said. And you've got it from the sides again. So it's sort of our choice as fans. We can purchase these masks. There we go, with the standard cut of the shroud there. Look as it just comes down the shoulder. So it's up to us how we wear or display them, or whatever you're going to do with them. And there it is from the side with the standard shroud again. See? Doesn't look like the usual polyester shroud to me, but I don't. Yeah, it looks, to me, it looks like a finer polyester. Again, what does it say on the listing? It doesn't really describe it with regards to the type of material, does it? Classic mask with two-piece hood, inner shroud with attached mask, connect to a hook and loop tab attachment points, vanilla scented, glow in the dark, header card. Come in boxes of 12, and then you've got your little glow picture, which makes me think of an Asda Glow, really. But there you go. And you've already got new for 2027 link there, which I think is a bit early, but you know, there we go, it's there anyway. Aside from that, yeah, we've got Scary Movie 6 coming, and there's been plenty of sort of teaser trailers for it now with regards to the shorts that you'd see on YouTube. You got quite a few clips seeing the Instagram. I'm late, what did I miss? Casket Crew, no, don't worry, you haven't missed much. It's just basically we're going over the 30th anniversary recreated Fantastic Faces. There has been one already seen already, but the confirmed sighting is that of a sample mask, which is at the UK main distributors, which is actually Belfast, not the UK, just outside of Liverpool, across the docks, you could say. Head over to Liverpool, go off the docks, go to Belfast, and if you are a shop, website, whatever it is, you can go to the main distributors and always see what's in their showroom. So Funworld have a showroom, obviously in Long Island in Carley Place, but yes, the main UK distributors, there's people been there, they've took shots of the mask already, and I've been told to get back in contact with them in a month and see if I get the actual sample sent to me, and then we'll show it on the stream. But yeah, aside from that, yeah, we got the Scary Movie 6 to come. In other news, because there's a few things been seen with Scary Movie 6 that have now been ruled out as well, isn't there? So in other news, there was the lawsuit that popped up. That is now resolved. Details have not been given with regards to what was resolved, how it was resolved, and whether Ulterior this or Funworld that or Easter Unlimited this or whatever. We don't know exactly what's happened, but it is now finished. And the basic words said to me was, if you look up who owns the Ghostface mask, you'll see it's still the same. So the same IP, which has been owned for over 30 plus years, is now still owned by the same people, of course, Funworld. So that is all resolved, and it does make you wonder why it even got brought up with regards to the timing side of it. So just before Scream 7 was due to drop, that got splashed into the oceans. Well, there you go, deal with this, now what are you going to do? And yeah, next thing you know, we've got a thing in the news saying there's a case come up, and Paramount, Spyglass are involved as well as Funworld, and it went from there, didn't it? But now it is resolved in whatever way it's been resolved. I haven't been told anything on the side of it. I've not been told anything in private. I've just said, is it resolved? They said yes, it's resolved, and it's still the people that own it right now. So that was it. That's all I was basically told. The Scary Movie 6, there have been obviously other versions of masks seen. So you have a new Stone coming, you have obviously the main killer mask coming, and you had this mask, I don't know what you would call that mask, like a grinning mask showing the teeth, didn't we? And that is now been cut from the film. This has become knowledge which is now among fans, and people are aware of this. I knew of this recently, and before news was mentioned, but it doesn't matter, people found out anyway. I briefly got told, say, oh, there could be this, there could be that, we never know. We'll have to see what goes on, because there's always a lot to do before the film officially comes. Like, there was already people questioning some of the posters of the film and the promotion in regards to the Michael Jackson stuff, you know. When the Michael Jackson film was released, and then Scary Movie released the almost Michael Jackson version of the promotional poster, obviously it tipped a few people the wrong way, which unfortunately these days you can do too easily, isn't it? The one thing we could always do in life is make things worse or negative, should we say. If you're trying to do something in life that's positive, or you're trying to earn somebody's trust, or you're trying to do something good, it will normally take time. If you want to make a mess of something, or ball something up, or whatever it is you want to phrase it as, it's always super easy and hardly time restrained at all to mess something up, you know. And yeah, it's too many people these days are offended, too much PC these days. People need to chill and just understand when a joke's a joke, and I know that just from my life sometimes. There's I was out yesterday, went to a shop I'd not been to in a long time, from the old TV show that I did filming locations of, and I went up there and there's a woman there supping on a coffee, and she told me where she were from, just general talking as customers to the person in the shop, because it had been taken over. And yeah, thank God the lady saw what I said just as a silly joke. She about coughed a coffee up, but that was because she said she was from Grantham, and anyone that knows Grantham in the UK, it's not the worst place, but it's not the best place, you know. It's nothing wrong with Grantham, and it's about half hour from me. But I says, oh, how come? I says, you here? You run the shop? She goes, no, I'm a customer. I says, oh, okay. I says, I've come here from Grantham, get some peace and quiet. I says, oh, Grantham? She goes, yeah. I goes, oh, sorry to hear that. And she and the fact I mentioned Grantham and she was from there, and she started laughing, and the coffee almost come up. But, you know, I thought again there, you know, if I'd have said that to somebody else with a different temperament, she'd have probably took that as offensive. And that's what happened with this Scary Movie 6 poster, from what I saw, from the feedback online, you know, where this glittered, coated Scary Movie killer mask figure there, and I was like, God, you know, I can see the funny side, I can see this, I can see that, but already you got these people saying there's a problem, and it's this and it's that, and look at the trailer, it's them or they, and, you know, people always taking offence to that. You know, it's just a film. And this is where the Wayans are trying to say you can't cancel culture, for God's sake, you know. I'm just looking at the comment here. So I'm guessing Tyrion just got paid off a bit and settled it that way, because Lauren should have done something bad, blah, 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 blah. It's been such a long time, hasn't it? That's the thing. I don't know if that's the sole factor that's, you know, the key thing. I don't know if it's something else, but it was over 30 years ago, man. I mean, we're in 2026, and all of a sudden in the start of 2026 you want to say something. Where the hell was you in 1992, 93? Get on it. But no, nothing came, did it? I don't know. The family didn't like it, pretty much. Hello, Mr. Kyle, sorry. Screen Ghost, hello. I don't want to talk too much because not saying anything overseas, not yeah, it's, who knows what's gone on behind the scenes. Personally, it's nothing to do with me or any of us watching or listening. It's something was brought up, something's been resolved. That's it, as they say at my workplace sometimes. Onwards, just keep going. Onwards. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. Just keep going. We don't have to keep bringing up, oh, there was this that time, there was that this time, but, you know, it's now been resolved. But there'll always be something. There'll always be something. We're just going to get some Scary Movie clip and see if we can do a pause. Yeah, Scary Movie. Oh dear, man. They've got to spam you with so many adverts, it's unbelievable, aren't they? But if we just look at Scary Movie trailer, man. Jesus Christ. Get to the browser. And there we go. Let's have a look, shall we? Is that even going to... I was looking whether it's going to catch the actual sound. When you stream, there's so many bloody settings, honestly. You're like, God, does it have to really be all this? I don't think there's sound on it, you know. Jeez, man. It's not going to do that either. Very strange that some of these it's not going to let me do it, man. I can't believe we've got all these settings and yet it won't let me capture the bloody audio. The goddamn, come on, man. Saying that, it should have done because we had Dewey's theme playing at the very start. Is that going to catch it? It's going to be a bloody pain. I should have had a mess with this earlier on. Let's just have a look at the images of this for the second. Apologies, there's no sound because it's been a right pain. But obviously this is based off Mr. Jackson, isn't it? Yeah. Marlon there with a dodgy wig. And then the mask in the background. Which, yes, finally after all these years we're getting one. Yeah, we need sound on this, man. We can't just really... let's see if we can... do an audio capture, man. Okay. And we want it to go off there. Oh dear, man. Da 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 da. Ah, okay, that would help. Nah, it's just going to be a pain in the bloody backside. The video is muted, yeah. Press M on your keyboard from, yeah. Yes, it would help, wouldn't it? In fact, that is unmuted on that one.
What are you waiting?
There we go. Apologies, people. This is what happens when you're a stupid little git. There we go. Right, let's go to the beginning, shall we? Let's just have a peruse of this second trailer. And yes, we got some funny ones in this one, haven't we? With regards to characters returning. I wonder where Greg is and where Buffy is, you know, from the first one. I wonder if they're going to come on a seventh film.
Come on! Man, you ain't Micah. Micah's got a monkey. I got a llama. We back.
Who are you, John Wick?
Sink into the...
See, that mask is it's got to be a plastic mask. It doesn't even bend. It's very symmetrical in the design, should we say, with regards to... You don't see that mask moving like you do the first film, where his chin nudges a bit and when he's on the phone.
Yeah.
What are you waiting?
There's the little chaps there that are... So for whatever reason, this is now cut from the film. These little chaps. It is a Schneidy looking mask, that, isn't it? Look at that. And there was already fans already speculating, oh, doesn't it have the bottom teeth? No, it doesn't have bottom teeth. It's just a set of teeth from the top. And it makes you wonder, from the background, the wallpaper there, you got a shelving unit on the right hand side, you got a shelving unit on the left hand side. What the hell was this scene in the first place? Why is there so many of them? But yeah, look at them all. to me, you've lost a bit of Ghostface essence with that mask, for the simple reason being, look at the eyes. All right, the eyes are, you know, based on the particular way the face is, and the chin goes all the way down now, but without the mouth protruding into the bottom of the chin. But it's just a cocky looking bloody expression, isn't it? But this is now cut. Nose isn't fully painted on the nose. Yeah, I can agree with that. Well, even this nose, even on this mask, alright, so this is now cut from the film, but even on this nose, it's just the two sides, isn't it? Whereas on Ghostface himself, it's the main nose and the two little indents as well. But
are you waiting for? What the?
My missus saw that. My missus watching the trailer with me. She goes, "That girl's now scarred for life." You imagine that, even as the little girl, the little actress, the little girl that's for however, you know, involved in this film now. You imagine, what did you do when you was growing up? What films did you see? What did you do? Did you do adverts? Oh, I had to hold up this ball bag. And like, what? You had to do what? And you're like, how old was you? But this is Scary Movie, isn't it?
Watch this.
Scary Movie needs to be different.
I can moonwalk.
Very good. There you go. Scary Movie 6. Official trailer 2. Wayne's Family Featurette. 1 minute. 1 minute, yeah. Don't overdo these run times, will you? 2 minutes 43 on the extended trailer. But yeah, my God, man. It's, as RJ's been saying in recent time and months that have gone by, there's so much going on, and I can understand there's a lot going on with Scary Movie 6. Looks like something Burt Bench would design, no offence to him, I love his work, yeah. Well, Clive is like that, he'll try sort of all different masks, won't he? But yeah, with the nose not being fully painted, it was on the original film, wasn't it? It was on the original. But yeah, so as a buying option though, you've got the killer mask coming from Scary Movie 6, you got the new Stoned, and then I wonder what's going to happen to the line that exists already. That'll probably just be sold as normal. But you got Stoned and then Still Stoned now, haven't you? The Smiley and the Wassup's obviously going to still be there somewhere. But the main killer mask, that's always the bonus, because finally we get to own one that's officially mass produced and made rather than these replicas. Also, talking about replicas, there has been a lot of replicas going out there for the Scary Movie base killer mask, aka Doofy mask, aka, you know, whatever you want to call it, from the new trailer and the new film, of course. And there's a lot of people that have been making these masks, and there's people that I believe have been contacted in regards to copyright, because the spoof mask, although it isn't the original Ghostface and it is exactly that, a spoof mask, if there's people out there recreating, there have been people already reported to Funworld, and the question from Funworld is like, why the hell do people think they can just do it and sell? Don't they realise that that's copyrighted just as much as Ghostface? I was like, well, it's been 20 odd years since Scary Movie, maybe they think it's just exempt or something. But no, basically anything that's being made that's based off a Funworld mask, you could end up facing legal repercussions. It's simple as that. If it's something again like this that's upcoming, like Scary Movie 6, for whatever reason some talented person now does a doofy mask because he just can't wait and wants to do one, and he's a master at his craft or her craft or whatever it is, and starts selling them $100 a time, $20 a time, $50 a time, whatever, you're liable. It's simple as that. It's not your product with regards to the IP, it's not your copyright, you're not registered it, it's not yours to basically do what you want with. And that's what they try to just make people understand. Say, look, you have to understand that even though it's Scary Movie for this or another version mask for that, it's copyrighted, man. It's copyrighted. And personally, I saved somebody. Me personally, I saved somebody from prosecution recently. I said, no, back off, leave them alone. They know that it's not right. They know that they've not meant to have done this. Leave it. I says, let me talk to the people. And I'm here to help. I'm here to help. Me as a fan site, as November this year, I've been here 20 years as a fan site in November. 20 years, ghostface.co.uk. And you know, somebody already blocked me on Instagram because they thought I was going to go to the Instagram, see something, which I don't really do Instagram much. I don't like Instagram. Yeah, I'm on there, but it's only because I've got a website in relation to Ghostface, and I've put pictures of the collection up there. I find Instagram difficult to use on PC. I tried to add a post early for this stream, and I was like, you know what, forget this, it's too complicated. On the phone it just seems easier. I don't know what it is, but I'm sick of Instagram. But yeah, somebody had messaged me and they'd screenshotted private messages with them and someone else, and this chap said, oh yeah, Tim Wagstaff, I blocked him already. I was like, I don't even know this person, why are they blocking me? So oh, they think you're going to come after them in regards to Scary Movie 6 Doofy mask, and this person's making them. And this person also believes that being in the UK, they're untouchable. Not the case. Not the case. It doesn't matter where you are. If you look at the copyright text right below this stream, it's a worldwide copyright. That's very hard to acquire, but it's been done. So whether you're UK, whether you're Spain, Germany, China, France, South Africa, Brazil, Falklands, Argentina, it doesn't matter. You can be in crap for it. So just don't. Just don't. Be like, same with Clive Burkbench and Mr. Barzilia, yeah. Years ago he did on the picture in the back of this stream, you see remember it chops the camera a bit, hence why my fingers are gone. But you see the Scrumpkin mask, you see that orange KMB in the distance of the old stream picture there? He says, I need to talk to somebody about this mask. I says, yes you do, you need to speak to RJ. Says, I want to produce this mask KMB type. I says, well, they're probably not going to do a KMB. I says, but if you go through the proper channels and do it the right way, maybe you'll get something approved. And then there you go, you got the Pumpkin Ghostface because he did it the right way. Yeah, there's been KMBs made. Yes, it was known there was KMBs made, and yes, it was known that he was bloody talented to do these types of masks. Hence why Clive has all these different types of masks that are now approved, and you know, he gets royalties from because he's part of the creation of it. But yeah, it's basically somebody in the UK had already blocked my arse when I've not even spoke to him or even had a chance. But one person doing these masks, I says, you got to stop now. It's simple as that. He says, you do not stop now, you're going to be facing a small fortune in costs with regards to legal fees. I says, and it's me stopping it at the minute. As big-headed as it sounds, it was me saying, just leave him be, because I'll have a chat. And it was a decent chat, and it was messages back and forth, and he says, yeah, I understand, fine. I says, whatever you got up, just take it off. I says, wait for the real thing. I know it's, you know, exciting. I know you've made something that looks nice. I know even people are wanting the thing, but you got to stop. And then this other chap that he'd spoken to, they said, yeah, I'm in the UK, they can't get me here. Doesn't make no difference. They'll still come. They'll still be knocking on the door saying, excuse me, say you've been selling this mask. Isn't going to work. Doesn't matter if it's in the UK. It's me in the UK. I have to have permission to use a logo on the website. I have to have permission to have my site online. Yes, it's not as updated as other sites due to work and rotas and my schedule. But at the same time, they said you can use a logo. So okay, so the ghost face in this stream just above their head there, you know that's not mine, that's not my design, but I had to have permission just to do that. Even the little maths above the stream there, you know. So I've done these maths, that's alright, yeah, as long as there's a copyright text got to be readable, it's got to be big. Remember, it's a worldwide copyright. It's like, Jesus Christ, there's a lot that goes into this. What's this say here? With having same thing with YouTube Shorts. Yeah, glitchy mess. I hate it. Don't even know why they have it. I still need a KMB. Yeah, I've got mine in the box behind me somewhere. I've got several versions of bloody Clive's. But again, they've stopped. He says, yeah, alright, fine. We'll honour the copyright. We'll respect the copyright and we'll do whatever version with RJ and Funworld that he can do. Hence the types that Clive now has in the Funworld range. And it isn't just Clive that can do that. Anyone could do that with some talent that's respectable. Kind of wish they sold an official KMB. Yeah, I know. You imagine if they did. You imagine if they did, you know, 1 year only special, you know, limited edition like they've done with many masks. But yeah, you think if they said, all right, it's limited to 10,000, 5,000, 8,000, whatever, you know, and then this was the only time it was going to be done, like the 2016 Chrome masks again. That's on the stream image behind. 2016 Chromes, that's the only way you're going to see them in a box with a certificate. And there was only, if I remember, 9,000, it's either 7,000 or 9,000 of those made, and they didn't do well. They didn't go down well with people for some reason. As just fans are like, yeah, okay, there we go, we'll have a few of them. As mass retailers, we're lucky we got them. We're lucky we got them. They did not go down well. Same with Devilface, what we mentioned on the stream before. Devilface really didn't do good at all. The white plastic solid mask didn't do well at all. Skellyface did semi-okay, but Skellyface seemed to die a slow death really quickly. And next thing you know, you had these 2017 masks that had been, you know, all made into plastic types, and next thing you know, they're gone again. And then yes, Dead by Daylight restored, Devilface, and then other solid versions of the mask, the plastic hard PUs, were then put into different packages and costume types as time went on, as we see. And yeah, it was like, Jesus, what's it take just to do these masks and get them sold to retailers so we can buy them as collectors? But yeah, 30th anniversary mask 2. 30th anniversary mask 2. Then again, look at what's happened recently. What did we get recently that sold out within 5 minutes? Any of you got these new masks? How many people? I know there's only a few watching the stream, and people may watch this back after it's not live anymore. That's fine. Watch it whenever, watch it live, that's your choice. We're not here to say it's right or wrong either way you do it, but how many people that ends up watching this stream was watching and listening now? How many of you got the Supreme mask? I didn't. I went to buy them, that's it, gone straight away. I was like, this can't be right. This can't be right. 5 minutes? And I screenshotted the listings for the Supremes, the black shroud hood, the red shroud hood, and they both said sold out because they were $34, weren't they? Listed for $34. Some of the other products were quite pricey, but even so, $34 for a Supreme EU stamp, whether they're the black or the red. And there was more the black made than the reds. I don't know exactly how many. I said to RJ, how many did we get made? He goes, right, total 10,000 made. I says, really? He goes, no, seriously, 10,000 Supreme masks made. That's it, done. He said it's how they work, it's a limited edition, it's not going to come again. There's more black than red, doesn't know the figure for whatever reason. I suppose he could check. But yeah, the pre-orders just went nuts, and he got onto Supreme, says, can you tell me what's going on? Because people are saying it's sold out already. Supreme comes back to him, yeah, sold out in 5 minutes. I says, you can't be serious. He goes, what do you mean? I says, 10,000 masks in 5 minutes. He goes, that's what they're telling me. It says 10,000 masks in 5 minutes. He goes, yes, gone. Oh my God. But what's already happened to the Supreme mask? And you can do this on .com or .co.uk or whatever the domain is for eBay. You go on eBay, check Supreme Ghostface masks. They are bloody everywhere. And what's happened? Exactly the same thing that happened with the 2016 Chrome box mask. Scalpers. Why is it these scalping some bitches always have no problem whatsoever of getting them? I'm going to have 10 of them. You know, why wasn't there a limit put onto the Supreme website? You know, maximum of 4, should we say? Just as an example. You can have 2 blacks, 2 reds, that's your lot, you know. The scalping bastards always get what they want. Yeah, us as genuine collectors that have been pining for this type for whatever the reason, are sold out. We just can't get them, you know. And you think, my God. Somebody must have been there just at the computer on the phone, just like, yeah, ready, action, go, you know, buy. Like something out of bloody Wall Street or the stock exchange. What's that? Trading places at the end. You know. Sell. But yeah. Preach, I know. What's this? I'm sure RJ can make it happen with the K&B release. Oh, you'll be lucky. I don't think it's a type that's wanted out there with regards to Fun World. I'm guessing, I don't know. He's not actually, I don't remember him telling me. But it was a pain to get the K&B official and authorised in the first place. It was a pain in the arse. So much going on, as he quotes all the time. But yeah, it took a lot to get it into Screen 1. And it's because they didn't have time for reshoots. It's like, alright, fine, you know, let's just sort the deal, let's get it official, and let's get the Fun World mask where it needs to be, in the film, in more scenes. And people do love the K&Bs, of course they do. It's part of it now, you can't change it. As now as vintages are fantastic. But at the end of the day, there's only 7 K&Bs out there. A couple of cut-up ones. A couple that Nate used to own, Mr. Reagan. And, yeah. Couple that are in fans' hands and private collectors now say, yeah, I've got the real shit, you haven't. Yes, there's been decent replicas, yes, there's been bad replicas, but again, it's a lawsuit if you're going to get involved with doing too many. And it's a shame because, like with the scary movie Killer Mask that's coming, fans wanted it, you know, for years. Nothing ever came, it was just replicas. And with regards to Kurt, CBS Studios, full respect to the lad, because he's creative, he's talented, he does a bit what Clive does, to say the least, and he always says in his videos when showing his doofy mask, doesn't he, that, sorry guys, I can't sell it. No, it's just a replica, not for sale, making that clear right now, but here's the finished product. And he'll tell you straight, you know. And I've spoke to Kurt for years, and he's a really respectable lad. He understands. And we still need to get him on this stream showing his collection, you know, but nothing has come of it yet. Not in a bad way, nothing against him, he's all good. But the time difference with Australia and the UK is a bit of a difference, isn't there? I mean, there it's early hours of the morning, here we are, 10 to 9 at night, you know. Like he says, anniversary mass 2.0. Whoever just said that, yeah, 30th 2.0. Yeah, this is the thing, if they, with Mr. Darth Ghostface there, Kyle, that's Kyle Cabrera, if they see how many collectors will buy them all, they'd do it. But this is the thing with the 30th anniversary mask that's coming now, you know, the recreated Fantastic. Look how many pre-orders have gone up, Jesus Christ. I know for fact, after years of talking, when the Fantastic Faces recreation was first conceived, not solely by me but in conversation many times, that was going to be originally limited to 1,500 masks. That was it, no more. Then it changed. Then more ideas would go, then progress would happen, then they go to the factory and say, right, we need a couple of these made, we need to see what they're going to come out like, you got to do it this way, we got to check for the smell, check for the glow, etc. I know there was only going to be 1,500 on the first thought of this. It was going to be so limited. I was like, yeah, they're just going to sell out straight away and people are going to be moaning. But also the limited 1,500 at that time would make it even more rare and limited and pricey, you know, in the future, because there'd be so few of them. But that was now abolished, and of course there's loads of the Gits coming. I have asked RJ for an official count of how many 30th anniversaries are coming. And he says, you need to give me some time on this, be patient, which is a thing that he says quite a bit with certain things. I say, okay, that's fine. But yeah, whether it's Crypt Keepers, whether it's bloody Halloween Store, whether it's whoever, Mad About Horror, one of the best ones, whether it's whoever, there's always going to be limitations with the pre-orders, whether it's one amount or the other. But you look at those Supremes as a prime example. 10,000 masks. Scalpers or not, 10,000 in 5 bleeding minutes. Jesus Christ, that is fast. Years back, Cavity Colours. You know, Cavity Colours do the apparel, do the enamel pins. Very good company, Mr. Aaron in charge there. He knows what he's doing. He's bloody creative, he's bloody talented. Years ago, they had a little red version of a Ghostface with a blade, enamel pin. And I said, RJ, this is ridiculous. He goes, what do you mean? I says, they've got 50. 50. I says, they've got 50 pins they've gone within 2 minutes. You're joking, right? I says, no. I says, why would I be joking? 50? 50? I says, yes, 50. He goes, surely that should be 500. I says, no, 50, that's all they made of this particular enamel pin, which is true to this day. I remember Maggie Blaine, she got one. She said, oh, did you get one? I've got one. I said, no, I missed. She goes, really? I goes, yeah, I missed it. She says, 2 minutes it took to sell out. And RJ's like, this can't be right, let me get in touch. And he talked to Cavity Colours. Said, is it right, 50? And I says, yeah, 50, they're all gone. And he says, oh, next time I'd suggest at least the minimum is 500. And that was a few years ago now. But I was like, Jesus Christ, man. You know, 50 within 2 minutes, all gone. Alright, so they're enamel pins, they're not fantastic faces. But, you know, 10,000 Supreme masks. More the black than the red. Gone. And scalping bastards everywhere. All over eBay. At least the one I've seen for the lowest price is $80 US. These were 34 on sale, for God's sake, you know. Supreme's just gone, yeah, sell, which is fine because they're quality products and that's what they're there to do and it's limited run. But then the scalpers are gone, yes, come this way, yeah, this is the right way, thank you, now we're going to scalp you. And I haven't got any. I haven't gone to eBay to get any. Hardly got any money at the minute anyway. Been bloody spending on silly things like rent and bills. It's just always something lately, you know, spending wise. But yes, I thought the K&B was left in because the MPAA thought a lot of the scenes in the opening were too violent. Wes told them we didn't have any alternative. Yeah, there are things like that Wes had said on documentaries or interviews. But yeah, if I remember correct in other things I've heard, it would have been preferred if scenes could have been reshot with fantastic faces, but they didn't have the time. That was another side of it. Hello Def Rot, or the old Pyro Rot as I remember him there. New Screen fireworks coming soon, Tim. I remember seeing some of your clips. I was like, yeah, really good. Really good. Crypt Keepers did 4 pre-orders because they sold out so fast. Yeah, this is a thing, you see. This is the thing. And Crypt Keepers, years ago, they was on the collectors group. We've got this, we've got that, blah, blah, blah. Then they just disappeared. And everyone's like, anyone seen Dave Douglas? Anyone seen Dave Douglas? Yeah, I ordered this, ordered that, I've heard nothing. And where's Crypt Keepers gone? As soon as the 30th reappears in this form, Crypt Keepers come out from under a stone from somewhere. Like, where the hell have you been? Huh? Where's he been all this time, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so glad 30th anniversaries aren't a limited release. You imagine if there was only 1,500, Jesus, they'd have been gone quicker than the 10,000 Supremes, wouldn't they? They'd have just been, yeah, gone, that's it. No more. And people would have been more frustrated than pleased for obvious reason because they couldn't get one. And that's guaranteed that they would have not been able to get one. I've not got Supreme masks. I wanted one of each, but it's not going to happen. And I ain't paying rip-off prices just to fund these scalping some bitches. It ain't going to come. It's like, but why are people going to be like that, you know? Buy it for 34, sell it for 40. If you want to scalp and be decent, sell it for 40, then add postage if you want to be a tosser. But $80 was the lowest one I saw, and there's some $100. You're like, why? Why? That's just what Supreme encourages, is that right? They're all over vintage for 80 quid. Oh my god. I think they were changing store locations. I could be, yeah. I just know. I mean, it was years. It was easily 2, 3, 4 years with Crypt Keepers being gone, and people saying, "Where is he gone? He was here saying this. He was here saying that." I was wanting fluorescents, I was wanting metallics, and next thing you know, they can't get hold of them. I was like, I don't know. But, I mean, he sent me stuff, Dave Douglas, Crypt Keepers, my stuff were fine. Other people's stuff were fine. It was just the fact they disappeared so bloody fast, and all of a sudden they're there again. One that keeps popping up on Instagram as well, when I go on Instagram, is this Dallas Vintage Toys. You ever seen that? Jesus Christ, they do promotional clips like there's no tomorrow. And some of the stuff they got is amazing, you know, Turtles figures, He-Man, all these original things that you're like, Jesus, how the hell did they find this? How is it still pristine in the package, you know? Where's this come from? And you're like, bloody hell. But yeah, if they were changing locations, fine. But yeah, there was a lot of people whinging that they'd not got message back. And I was like, well, you know, wait for an answer, see what he's going to tell you. So I needed a drink. They would have gone instantly, and the scalpers would have sold the remakes for the same prices as a genuine Gen 1. Would have been an actual nightmare. And that was in 2023, yeah, bloody hell. But yeah, it was easily 2-3 years. I think if I was going 4, I'd be a bit surprised. But yeah, Dave Douglas of Crypt Keepers, he was there saying, yeah, any type of Ghostface mask, we're ordering it, and it's simple as that. It's just a shame that somebody had to ruin the original announcement of the Fantastic Face recreation, you know. And that was meant to be something special for the fans on an announcement, and then it was just, yeah, look what's here. It's like, why did you not think first? Prick. It's a race these days. It's a race. What I put recently on Facebook, it's a pissing contest, you know. It's always people against each other. Why has it got to be that way, you know? Like when RJ recently did the statement for me and Nate. Nate messaged me. He says, I'm going to go online at this time. It will be before you. I want you to know. I said, yeah, fine. That's fine. Don't have to ask permission. You do as you want, man. Free country. And that's whether it's the UK or the US. He says, no, it's all right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to point them to your stream for more details later, etc. And they were fine. Absolutely perfect. I was like, yeah, much appreciated. And RJ said, yeah, I will keep it fair with regards to yourself and Nate. You both, I'm on an email with Nate. RJ has like a little list of contacts here and there, and they'll have me and Nate as a, you know, one he sends to at the same time. So if there's a statement like there was with the Fantastic Faces and the recreation a while ago, me and Nate are on the same copied in email, saying, here's your statement, chaps. You can announce it on your streams, your videos, etc. Go enjoy, go have fun, go spread the word to the fans. And yeah, Nate's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to do mine at this time. When are you doing yours? I'm going to do mine at this time. He goes, yeah, fine. But if you go Instagram now, and particularly some of the Facebook groups, there's certain people that are just, yeah, I've got to be first. I've got to be first. Yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to screenshot this. And you're like, well, fine, spread the word. We're all here as fans to enjoy it and see the latest and hear what's going on. But then there's, you know, many of them that it's just a pissing contest. You're like, mate, get over yourself. Get over yourself. And then they come back, well, I ain't got contact with RJ like some people. Well, maybe you should make the bleeding effort and just, you know, contact Fun World directly instead, you know. At the end of the day, we aren't going to give out email addresses or something that's private in the first place. And if you do want advice on whatever mass type you're going to query about, then there you go. Get on it and ask questions. If you don't ask, you're never going to get a response, are you? But also, we've got another type of mask coming, haven't we? That Mr. Nate, of all people, he did announce this on his video a little while ago. But there is another mask coming, isn't there? Which is a strange one. A mask with a hood called Revenant. And RJ had said to me on a recent call, he says, have you mentioned Revenant yet? I says, yeah. I said, I put it on my Instagram, although I struggled to do it. I said, I have put it, I'm looking at the wrong camera, I have put it on Instagram. Oh dear, man, I don't want to get the door in. I'm knocking my camera. But yeah, I says, yeah, I put Revenant on Instagram. I haven't put it on my actual site. But this mask, what the hell's this, huh? Very brief in the description. It was a Funworld employee that leaked it. Which one's this? The Revenant, or are you on about Fantastic Faces? We believe it was a retailer that leaked the Fantastic Faces recreation. This one, this was put out on what I've just mentioned. On my joint email with Nate and RJ, this came to us both. RJ says, here you go, this is another version coming. Put it on sites, social medias, etc. See what people think, you know. It's a new type of mask, and it just has a particular look to it, doesn't it? Very sort of, I don't know, what could we call this when it's not Revenant? Makes me think of you're in trouble with the boss and this is the face they pull once they're going to tell you off. Right, sit down. And that's the face just before you get bollocked for whatever it is you've done. Yeah. Yeah, the Fantastic Fate. Yeah, it was a retailer with a 30th anniversary Fantastic. The retailer leaked it, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And that retailer was contacted. Trust me, not by me, not by. I don't think it was RJ, but somebody from Funworld. What the hell? No, I didn't realise. Do you know you're breathing? You know. Reminds me of Anarchy Mask from Batman. Revenant, more like irrelevant. Inferno's Angel, yeah, we've all got our opinions, haven't we? It is a weird one. It is a weird one. Look at it, man. Mask with hood. Mask with hood. Makes me think of... I don't know, it's like an angry monk, you know? Just the hood base, you know. These people that just don't speak, you know. And it's not people not speaking because they're stuck on the phone or earbuds in with the music going. It's they just don't speak, you know, because keep themselves to themselves, fine, that's fine. But it's a, look at it, it's a weird mess, man. The Revenant. Just simple details. Revenant adult mask, item number, mask with hood, UPC, pack of 12, available sizes as an adult size. You're like, what the hell, man? So you got 3 new links on the Funworld site as well, haven't you? You got new 25, new 26, obviously needs a little update, but and then new 27. And new 27, what have we got? That's it for the minute. It's basically Easter related. I swear there was more on here the other day when I came on. You got RJ Rabbit there. Who's RJ Rabbit? If you don't know who RJ Rabbit is, then get looking up. But yeah, and new for 2026. You got your father deaths here. 30th anniversary adults and childs. 30th anniversary plus size. You've got the anniversary ladies. Fabric door covers. I'm just double checking there's nothing been plonked here without us seeing it. 5 foot flying ghost face, which I quite like that one. I always remember that Fate one that was online years ago. Like, Jesus, looks like he's had a bit of a time. The age bleeding mask there. A black glitter ghost face. Also more glitter mask coming this year, isn't there? I've always wanted that pink one, but I got sent nothing but fakes when I went to eBay. Now, these fakes were absolutely pathetic. More Christmas, which is the Killer for All Seasons branding. More Christmas stuff for Ghostface. You got the candy cane mask now. Look at that. Actual... It's not just a paint job. It is actually... Who makes these, you know? Who at the factory rigs this machine up to do this? You imagine what it must take just to make that. I got to make sure they're all red stripes and they got the pearls on the rest of it. Blah, blah, blah. Obviously it's a plastic mask. Jesus, man. How does a machine do that now? Again, more Killer for All Seasons here with regards to Ghostface. Merry Creepmas. Red glitter, green glitter, black version. Santa hat. Let me go. I'm just curious personally of this. I haven't seen these to properly go through in a couple of weeks due to basically work hours. EO light up Ghostface. I've still got original EO masks in a box behind. I've got about 20 or 30 of the getting things and they just don't go anywhere. The new light up LED blades are looking nice as well. There's got a blade with blood in, and then you've got little ones in different colours as well coming, haven't we? New Purge movie mask. Yeah, there you go. Easter Unlimited, true, yeah. But 30th anniversary there, the bling tumbler. Look at this, infant. That's what confuses me with Ghostface sometimes. If you look on many of your header tags, it will say ages 15 years and up. Adults, yet you've got infant related Ghostface now, which you're like, what the hell? This one makes me think a little bit of a Fantastic, just the way the expression is. The eyes are little, the eyes aren't perfectly symmetrical with regards to the shapes. You got more of a straight eye and a curved eye, reminiscent of a fearsome or a Gen 2. And that's building blocks, for God's sake, you know. The Chrome Devil, which I've already got a Chrome Devil in red because it's what Clive tried years ago, you know. I was like, yeah, and the Fun World obviously saw his chromes, which they did know about, and said, geez, maybe we should get on this. But the only thing Clive couldn't do, which he tried with many a plastic mask, was replicate the oil slick. No matter what, he kept melting the mask, his mate that were trying it. So yeah, we just lost another mask. I was like, what do you mean just lost another mask? Yeah, this oil slick's a bastard to do it. Oh, for God's sake. We just didn't get there in the end. I was like, well, you know, again, magnets look. The Ombre Chrome mask, which is about as close as the oil slick as you're going to get. Orange bling, you got pup t-shirts, for God's sake. Bloody hell, this one's an interesting one. Because it's basically a skeletal version of the Ghostface, isn't it? Which I'm sure many of us with the original Fantastic made us think of a skeletal thing because it was an untidy, non-symmetrical mess with the characteristics of the mask, wasn't it? The eyes could be this way, the other, the nose was probably the thing that was quite similar on all types, although there were iterations of it, you know, little differences, and the mouth could vary depending. It was more the imperfections that were the differences with Fantastic some of the time, unless it was a Fantastic HN, which, did you forget about them? HN Fantastics were little, and the oddballs, you know, all these types. But this one, the Reaper Ghostface, great details, realistic, mask with hood, pack of 12, blah blah blah, you know. And to look at it, yeah, interesting type, and it just, yeah, like Ghostface is dead and buried, and someone's dug it up, innit? Interesting to see it tried and actually coming though. Be nice to see a couple of them in the flesh, should we say? Even though it's really bone, if you want to imitate. These blades do look the part as well, I must say. They do look nice for what they are. Just a basic blade, just a little light inside. Light up the nice bit of clear plastic there, whatever it's made from. Just simple and effective, you know. It doesn't have to be over the top. Doesn't have to be perfect book 119, 120. Same with the marble ghost faces, you know. Yeah, it's people are going to love them and hate them. It's like bloody Marmite, isn't it, you know. Each mask is a unique marbleized pattern. So a unique marbleized pattern means no two are going to be the bloody same. Sparkle shroud, which is fine with me. 2 colours in the red and the purple. Come in packs of 12. And then you got your standard shroud, basically, compared to others. But yeah, it is a sparkle shroud. Looks to be tassels down the side rather than the connection under the chin like the 25th anniversaries. Yeah, they actually do separate and sit separate rather than being sewn together at the bottom. Just going to go to page 5. Just curious, as I say myself. Here's Revenant here, look, he's over the far right side. Then you got the Scary Movie What's Up bling, you got the new Santa What's Up, and then you got a couple of Skelly Stone ghost faces, different sizes. Ghostface Splatter Adult, Ghostface Splatter Child, and yeah, this is one we was looking at the other day. Jesus Christ, man, Uncle Sam. I mean, basically it's a patriotic mask or USA flag mask with a hat on top and a beard at the side, isn't it? Again, killer for all seasons. I just saw something on the comments. Sorry, I need to look at the comments. Since Squish toys are viral right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Ghostface makes one. You know what? There's that many Ghostface things at the minute I can't bloody catch up. There's little things that sit on top of your phone now as well, isn't there? The other day I was like, where the hell has this come from? I should know my Ghostface website. I need to keep bloody news up to date. Yet people are surprising me more than I'm surprising them. You're meant to own a website. I do own a website, not meant to, but yes, we need to be more on it with certain items. But there's that many things coming. I can see why his time's already took up every day. Killer for all seasons. Then where is Scarecrow Ghostface at? Yeah, where is Scarecrow Ghostface? He ain't here, is he, on the listing? Yeah, where's Scarecrow Ghostface? Let's have a look. Oh, it's still here somewhere, look. There you go. Is there in the adult Ghostface costume? I swear I just saw the child size. Yeah, there it is. This is one that gets me with regards to the colours. This is like a chameleon, isn't it? It's like the rainbow. It's similar to the oil slick. Although this is a lady's costume, the colours are absolutely beautiful on it, man. A hooded dress, a two-tone chrome mask, which is obviously like the separate mask that they're going to bring out. But colour-wise, to me, I like pinks, purples, blues, you know. The colour-wise, that's bloody amazing, just for a kid's costume. But it's good to see creativity, which isn't always something black and white, you know. Literally, like, you know, Ghostface standard colour, of course. And that is Ghostface, that's how it is. But we all know that. But yeah, where is the... There he is, look, he's here, look. Ghostface Scarecrow mask, which I've got a couple of these. I don't get it either, but yeah, that was a fantastic HN and an oddball. Yeah, you go on my website on the mask page, fantastic HNs there. Douglas Little owns one. I think he still owns one. He did a while ago. And then, yeah, an oddball mask, which is known to Wade and Joe on their group and on their Fun Time site. But yeah, there's oddball masks that we can't really sort of pinpoint as to what the hell they were or when they were made, and, you know, whether it's fantastic, whether it's Gen 1, whether it's Gen 2, whether it's fearsome. It was just an oddball that was in the middle of all these different types. Hence why I got the nickname of Oddball, I suppose. Same with Nate and the accidental naming of the ultrawhite, you know. He was asking RJ years ago, what is it with these ultrawhite Ghostface masks I'm seeing? I like them. And now even RJ refers to them as ultrawhites. But yeah, Scarecrow mask, there he is, look. I wonder if he was on the new for 25 listing. I'm trying to think when that bloody came. Again, you get so... checking onto this site now. There was times when people didn't think to check this site, and there were times when this site was not a lot here. Thank God they kicked its backside and got somebody on it, man, because this is what Fun World should be doing with regards to the site, having everything listed possible and saying, look, this is what we do, come and order it. Crimson Deluxe Ghostface, this was new for 2025. Obviously we're a year behind on this particular listing and page link, but again, I'm just wondering when the Scarecrow did. Same with the friendly mask assortment, you know, these two came, didn't they? The green we've seen before, but the purple we haven't, you know. UV reactive. And you got Ghostface lips and nails kit, you got Ghostface jewellery, you got painted nails, you know. It's like, God, the category of Ghostface just, it's like this stream goes on and on and on. Age Devil, you know, bling backpack, and these DOD masks. I've got, which one did I got one of them, but not the second type. You know, the Ghostface Easter Bunny mask, I still haven't got that, you know. And this, oh, you're meant to have a decent collection. Yeah, I've had a decent collection, it's more a past mask now. Oh no, it's this I managed to get, one of the Jester ones. It's the DOD masks, I've got none of them whatsoever. One of the Jester Blings, I think I've got one of them. And I've got the Black Spite, I've got the Scarecrow, I've got the Santa one in the box. Same with the St. Patrick's mask. I haven't got that one, you know, because wherever I go, I know the trade prices from the distributors, and the prices on these St. Patrick masks compared to what the trade is, you're ripping people off. So I ain't gonna buy stupid price. 35 quid. There's your 35 quid. Ain't gonna happen. I don't care if the box is around the mask or whether it's on a header card. I ain't paying 35 for a St. Patrick's mask. And I will be honest with that. It's too much. Bling Ghostface there. Jesus, man. Quite a few things on here when you look. The Pearl Ghostface mask. The bling again on the lady's costume there. Just having a quick scroll. Yeah, Ghostface plus Sassy, they call that one. More so the costume rather than the mask. A dodgy Steamboat Killy mask. I didn't see that before. Because the copyright ran out on that, didn't it, Steamboat Willie? It went for 100 and whatever years and that was it, done. Jeez, I didn't realise this was on here. Here's another one to blame Clive for up there. Burt Bench. That was a Clive mask. Well, well, well. Yeah. And again, same with this one. Like they had the girl's costume earlier. This one always got me. Alright, there's some black there. But this is as close to bloody oil slick as we're going to get, mask-wise. I wish they'd do oil slicks again. They'd sell. They'd sell. I'm like, RJ, please, just do it again. Tell the mass retailers this time not to worry because there's plenty of people after them. And they're going to be queuing up just like they were for the Supremes, just like they are for the 30th anniversaries. Oh, really? I'm just seeing the comment here. I saw these the other day. Let me get back to normal screen for a sec. Yeah, so there was a thing that popped up on Instagram the other day. And, yeah. Nike sneakers of Ghostface. They were absolutely pathetic. Whoever put that image together, because I commented saying not official, not for release, not coming soon, because they aren't. I asked. I says, these official? No. Who's put that up? I says, look at the post. There's an Instagram post. I says, no, they're not going to release. Inspired by Scream Nike sneakers, they're getting the air. No, not coming, they're not real. It's BS. BS. So these Nike sneakers, it's BS. Unfortunately, these days, we're starting to see now more and more and more AI. And if it ain't AI, it's bullshit posts. And whether it's one trainer or the other, or one sneaker or the other, it ain't real. And while some of them may look like, oh look, they put a bit of effort into that, it doesn't look too bad. 99.9% of the time, sometimes 100, as I've seen recently, they're not real. Just some clever sod's got on Photoshop, whacked it together. Well, not what I'm saying. You're not there, mate. All you've done is got a trainer, you put an image on top of it, and you're bullshitting people. And you haven't gone to Fun World, that I do know, you know. But no, the Nike sneakers, if there was going to be something with Nike or a brand as, you know, like Nike that was as big as them, I'm sure it'd be officially announced. Look at Supreme, you know. Right, just so you know, we're partnered with Supreme, these are what's coming, here's the listings, enjoy. You knew it was real. What's Mr. Avon say? They just started doing random stuff after a while. All they needed to do was sell the EU. Yeah, Zombies, Scarecrow, Scream 6, DVD, Chrome Gold. Just put, yeah. It seems that there's more and more types coming, not daily but regularly now. You know. Nate liked the ultralight. Yeah. Nate was actually quite impressed. I wouldn't quote exactly, can't remember what his exact words were, but he's talked about it many times. He was like, what's all these ultralight masks going? Look at these. And he did like him. Hello Worldwide Ghosts on your different account, Lizard Lounge Radio. I'll have to have a look at it. My other channel, same with AI movie oh my god, AI movie trailers, man. And you ever scrolled through Facebook recently? Looking at the wrong camera. You ever scrolled through Facebook recently and you'll see just a random image that's been made and it'll say Police Academy, and it won't say Police Academy 7 because there was a 7. It won't say Police Academy 8, it'll say Police Academy something with a different title, and they've all the mock-up of Captain Harris or Commandant Harris or whatever he's going to be if they ever do another one. But there's too many of them passed away now, you see. You got Mahoney, you got Jones, Yeah, I suppose you've got Zed, you've got Sweet Chuck, you've got Proctor, who's lost his dark hair and now grey all over. G.W. Bailey, he's unfortunately, I hate to say, shown his age because he's an old man. But yeah, there's all these, like one popped up the other week, Airplane 3. I'm sure there was an Airplane 3. Somewhere I saw Airplane, I thought, Airplane 3? Most of them are dead from the first two. The only one from Airplane 2 I can think of is William Shatner. Well, look at all these things that keep popping up on Instagram. Movie stars that are still alive keep popping up. And you got Al Pacino, you got Morgan Freeman, you've got Jack Nicholson, and you got all these people that are 80s and 90s now, and you're like, holy crap, is that how old they are? Yeah. And the tidy blonde boiler, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Airplane, you won't top it. You won't top it. Even Airplane 2 didn't top Airplane 1. You know, Shatner was good. You know, Robert Hayes was good, and Julie Haggerty was brilliant. You know, they were both decent films. Airplane 1 will always be the best one. You know, same with. Did you ever see the Jamie Kennedy the other day was talking to Jerry O'Connell? Obviously, Derek from Scream 2. They were both in Scream 2. We know this. And they both bloody died in Scream 2, which is typical. And I always remember when I met Jamie in Monsterpalooza convention at Pasadena in June of 2022 when I went to stay with Carrie Ann and her family. And Carrie Ann and her family were having a family day, which was perfectly fine. Says, yeah, you got your chance, go to the convention, have a wander around, get your signatures. And the only one I didn't get was Nev. But when I got to Jamie, I think Jamie was the first one I went to queue up. And there was a few there, and I finally got to him. I says, I'm sorry, Jamie, I says, but I've got to say, you pissed me off. What do you mean? I says, Scream 2, mate. I says, you shouldn't have gone. I says, I'm sure you've heard this millions of times. You shouldn't have gone. Somebody had to go. Somebody had to go. I says, yeah, but why? He goes, somebody had to go. And that's all he kept responding with. I says, fine, mate, fine. I says, but you pissed off some fans doing that. I know. You think I don't know? I was like, no, I don't think you don't know, but you pissed off a lot of people. Just as I'm sure Wes knew that, you know. And yeah, when they killed Derek, that pissed me off as well. I was like, what are you killing him for? It's fucking, you know, it's innocent. I'm going with the F words now. Derek's innocent. It's just Mickey being a prick, you know. And yeah, of course, the people that died are the people that died in Scream 2. But that's before they even really started about body counts, didn't they? I mean, Scream 4, the count went up a bit, didn't it? Jesus, it's certain things in films you should worry about, certain things you shouldn't worry about. But yeah, Jamie or Randy, he did go too soon, and even he says in interviews I've seen that yeah, he went too soon. Should have enjoyed him a bit longer. Yeah, he was in Scream 3. But yeah, Jerry O'Connell was saying, yeah, Scream 3 I didn't bother. Says he watched it and he was like, oh my god, what are they doing with this? And then when it came to Scream 4, he hasn't watched it, he hasn't watched 5, he hasn't watched 6. And I think he went to the Scream 7 premiere, in which Jamie's like, you got an invite? You look at the video online, it's all there to watch. But yeah, Jamie Kennedy wasn't, for whatever reason, at the Scream 7 premiere. And does it mean that he has to be all the time? To us fans, I think, yeah, they should invite him. He was a much loved part of the franchise, and why not put him into the 7th at the premiere, you know? And yeah, he was a picture in Scream 5, basically. He was referenced in bloody Scream 4 in many ways. And of course he was there on video in Scream 3, and then in 2 and 1 we know where he was. But, you know, it's just... Yeah, remember when he went over there? Seems like yesterday. Yeah, in May 2022 I went there. It was 2 weeks after my box was stolen by FedEx. Number 1, Scream Resurrection mask on the chin. Number 1 MTV edition mask was in that box. As I'd done something to help RJ, I forget what it was. He said, I'm going to send you, and he came on a video call, says, yeah, number 1 mask. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, because that's coming to you now, for whatever it was I did. Which I still can't bloody remember. I mean, that's 2020, it's 4 years ago. He says, yeah, this is heading over with a couple of bits. Scottish Lindsay, Hamaber Robots, that, and whatever else it was. There was I think there was a t-shirt. There was a few bits. He says, oh, you'll get a surprise when you open the box. I was like, Jesus. Never got it. Never. It got to UK and then that was it. Some little shite that was a temporary driver nicked the sumbitch. Looking forward to next Auf Wiedersehen. Mr. Steve Turner has filmed a recent video with one of the places he went to, I was the one that told him to go there and film it because it's only ever been done once, which was Weddow Lane in Ulgrave, a place where Oz and Barry were driving in the van when they were on about Staveley, particular road. But yeah, that box being lifted, Jesus Christ, man. And yes, with Auf Wiedersehen videos, I do want to film more. I've just got my drone working again, you know. I've got 4 or 5 GoPro Karma drones, and only one of them want to work because they have issues where if you don't use them, they will just stop working with each other in the controller. There's fixes for them, which we've got to do to 4 of mine, but the one of mine is I just got a body years ago, put the props on it, put the battery in it, up it fired. Thank God. But yeah, that box was swiped with the #1 resurrection mask in it. So if that #1 resurrection mask ever appears on eBay, look at the seller and tell me. Yeah, eBay on this map. Yeah, that's the one. Aye, but I have said to RJ today, I says, is there anything that we can put on the stream or announce in the stream, or basically just say something that's coming for the new film? And I left him a voice message. He says, I can't listen to this right now, got to do whatever he's got to do work wise, and I don't think, let me just check, he hasn't listened to the message because he literally hasn't got the time at the minute, so he hasn't got the message of me saying, is there anything we can just add on to the stream that we can plonk in, whether it's a mask, whether it's a costume, whether it's something that's coming up. But he hasn't had time to listen, which is fine, he's got a job to do. But again, even in the future, there'll be something coming up, whatever it might be, and he'll tag me and Nate on the email. So there you go, lads, this is coming, do what you're going to do with it, and make sure it's read properly from the statement below, which is what normally comes. Ah, you remember that Lizard Lounge, Worldwide Guest? Close to that, the Falklands, I can tell you. Pig off, pig off. Yeah, but aside from that, people, yeah, it's there's always a lot going on, isn't there? There's always a lot going on. We've got Scary Movie 6, but one is the question, will there be a 7? And also, what'll happen with Scream 8 that's meant to be underway with different writers now? Why does it always have to change all the people, you know? Why can't the people that have just done 7 say, oh, it's alright, we've got ideas for 8 as well, let's sit down, you know? Why is it always go, oh, well, then I got this person for that and this... yeah. You can't beat it, Lizard Lounge, you can't beat it. I was at the shop where Neville met Sir James yesterday. Sorry, day before yesterday. And that's had some changes. Jesus Christ, that's had some changes. But still, same with Scream locations. You go to that shop where Tatum and Sydney were walking about, the K&B Killers walking not far in the reflection of the fridges. That's had some change. Look at Bradley Video, what used to be Bradley Video, that's had some changes. That was derelict last time, now it's got bloody people in there. And that's not the same as the way it was in 1996, of course, it's 30 years, you know. But yeah, all these places that have changed. One place I always want to go to is where they fell down the big bank after jumping from Jennifer's house in Scream 3. And he comes and then Dewey's like, girl behind you, shoots him and he rolls under the car. I've always wanted to go there. Always wanted to go to the ranch there where what's Jennifer's house. Always wanted to see just the junction where Cotton's going past the record company, you know. And where the old Jurassic used to be and the T-Rex coming over the top. But again, all that's changing now, isn't it? All these locations. But from Scream 2, always want to go to Alabama and go see Fort Agnes College, you know, where Windsor College was in the films. And Maggie's been there, Maggie Blaine. There's a few fans that have been there. But yeah, just to wake up one day and say, oh, we're in Alabama today, we're going to Fort Agnes, we got permission, let's go film it, you know. all the locations around me that I've filmed are all Auf Wiedersehen, which I don't hate Auf Wiedersehen, but you know, they're all Auf Wiedersehen based, and there's nothing sort of movie in the East Midlands apart from that film Once Upon a Time in the East Midlands with Robert Carlyle, which was mainly Carlton and Gedling, mainly Carlton. But yeah, Capitol Records, Ripley's, believe it or not. But yeah, there was also the cafe where Gail and Dewey were chatting, wasn't it? Yeah, which has changed again, you know. Cotton's apartment building, yeah, it was filmed outside, and you got him racing up the stairs after pulling up to a screeching halt, and then it was filmed in studio, you know. Recreated the flat or the apartment in the studio, and they did several takes of that, didn't they? Almost like your Screen 3 reshoots, in a way, almost. And then the place where Gail's speaking and Mark Kincaid goes to see, you know, we should have had Kincaid in Scream 7 really, but you know, scheduling conflicts. But it would have been nice to see Patrick Dempsey return. But it's weird that they don't regard Mark in Scream 7 as Kincaid, do they? It's Evans. Where the hell has Evans come from? Or was that changed because of Patrick Dempsey's unavailability at the time because of the LA fires? Is that what it was? You know, or was it actually written to be Evans? To me, it should have always been Kincaid. But one of the things that is the worst about Scream 7, as we do know, I'm just looking at that slit. Is that from this side? Is that from that side? Yes, there. But yeah, Scream 7's bad bit was the end. Without trying to ruin it for people. But what was he thinking? We've been over this on the other stream before, I think. But what was he thinking with that ending? Then some people have defended the blonde lady, which I forget her name, so full respect to her, I'm sorry. But oh yeah, she did a good job, yeah, she played a good psycho. Like, yeah, she was a bit psychotic, of course. But the character was meant to be, but I was just like, why would you put somebody that held Sydney up as a resemblance of a part of life that she should stand up for herself, you know, because the husband used to beat her or whatever it was. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, why is this blonde lady turned psycho and not just got to be mates with Sydney as a neighbour and just keep it like that, you know? Then you had the Ghostface that got run over, of course. You know, like, what was really the point of him? Again, full respect to the actor, but yeah. Why did they do Scream 7 like that? Why? Ethan Embry, I'll always have respect for because he's a good actor. And Can't Hardly Wait and Vegas Vacation and Empire Records, I remember him the most from. But I don't think they used him properly with regards to Scream 7, I really don't. Like they didn't put any thought into the stories. Lizard, RJ... No, Lizard's not RJ. Lizard's an Auf Wiedersehen pet fan who normally comes under the username of Worldwide Ghosts. But no, it's not RJ. Trust me, it's not RJ. He's busy. He's too busy. I guarantee you, unfortunately, no offence to Lizard here, but no, RJ is not on this chat, I promise you that. He's so, as he says, there's so much going on and he's got a busy day. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he just says, yeah, I haven't got time at the minute, I'll talk to you later. And when he's like that, it's just leave him be. But no, he doesn't even know, because he hasn't listened to the voice message I sent him, that I'm streaming. So if he goes online on his phone on a lunch or something, he says, oh, hang on, he's on live. That's the only way he's going to know, because he hasn't listened to my voicemail saying that I am streaming, and is there anything I can add to the stream that's we can tell the fans. But yeah, this Lizard Lounge Radio is normally Worldwide Ghost on his login. He's just on his other ID today, on his other channel. But no, Liz is not RJ. RJ hasn't got that many logins, trust me. Yeah, I'm Worldwide Ghost and the channel. Yeah. But now RJ, I don't know what he's doing, and there's nothing been said. Oh yeah, don't say anything. But no, there's nothing, because sometimes they'll say, oh, this might be going on in the week, I've got to sort it out. I was like, oh, okay, so you can tell him at the end of the week if you want. I'm like, okay. Well, it could be anything. But yeah, in this particular case, if RJ does appear, it's by accident because he hasn't listened to me. What's it called? A voicemail stating that I am streaming, and if there's anything to say that we can announce or just even mention, whether it's Scary Movie 6, Scream or whatever. But yeah, he's got a lot on from the sounds of it. Love the border with the Screen News robe. Yeah, I saw it on something I'd done a test on the streaming software. I had like a different screen on the streaming software, and it was there with a set back, not centered screen. I thought, you know what, just for tonight, let's do a fantastic theme colour background. Let's offset the bloody screen. Let's just put a little title on it. Make sure the copyright's there, otherwise I'm in trouble. And let's just put out Screen News Fantastic there, because it's a beautiful image. And I just put a red edge on it, like on the header cards. As in, yeah, the later header cards, not the Fantastics. But and then the ASIS is there. It's just little hints of just 90s. That's all it is. It's not meant to be perfect, not meant to be top notch. It was just something I threw together in 30 minutes. I was like, let's just have a play with that, see how it looks. I said, yeah, that'll do for tonight. Just to change just a little bit. Even the starting soon screen was a bit different, and even the browser screen is just about the same. Although I've altered the text on the right, because it used to say 2022 page, not 2027 of the upcoming, stuff. So that's more likely the same as normal. But yeah, I just did this. I said, let's have a fantastic-ish background. Mainly the colours and mainly the Screen News mask. And people, this is the thing with the fans, this is the good thing with the fans, you know what that mask is. You don't say, oh, is that one of your collection? You know it's in my collection. You know that's from the listing when it went up. And that's where the fans are knowledgeable, you see. Eric Clark. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Eric. I do need to do a bit more regular. I did try my GoPro Hero 13 the other day, because I thought, I'm sure these things are meant to enable live streaming. And even my Hero Black 7 can do live stream from, if you're on the GoPro app. The only thing with the live streams on GoPro is you can't put the backgrounds up like this with the overlays. It's just pure video and nothing else. Image would be great on a header card, similar to the black and red. Yeah, exactly. But there'd be someone out there that said, well, you shouldn't be doing that. That was on the later headers, not the Fantastics. There'll always be someone picking at it that would probably say something along them lines. But you can see why I put the red outline on it, the red glow, and you know what it's in relation to, even though we're not trying to replicate black and reds in any way here. Let's just put a little red bit on. But yeah, we do need to do a bit more regularity on the bits and bobs. There was something, I'm sure there was something Scary Movie 6 related. Just seeing the any other news for us. I'm sure there was something else Scary Movie 6, but I can't even remember what it was. The Wizard of Oz 6444. Not a screen with Ghostface comment, I'm not sure I like talking about it. But is there any Auf Wiedersehen pet fan events coming up? Yes, there is, in Newcastle. Get on Facebook, you'll see it, man. You want to go to filming location? Yeah, if you get in when is it? If you go on the official Auf Wiedersehen pet group on Facebook, go on there. If you're not in it, then get in it, in a nice way, and just put Auf Wiedersehen fan gathering. And Steve Turner's put up a post, because instead of Barley Mow this year, which is a shame, but instead of Barley Mow this year, they're doing Newcastle, which is a bit of a trek for me, which is fine, but I can't always get the time off. It's not easy. And yeah, we'll have to see. But with regards to filming locations, I did 20 filming locations, or 21 up there at Newcastle, so you got a bit of a pick, Squire. You go on my old video, Series 2 locations Newcastle, and go give it a rewatch, Squire, not to make my head any bigger, but yeah, if you look at the Newcastle video I did, give it a rewatch. I know it's not the longest, but there's a lot of info there. But you have a gandaroo on that, Squire, and you'll find yourself spoilt for locations there. Town centre, going out of town, going towards Ali Fraser's, which is just one shot of the outside with a chimney, which is on the main front of the docks near Newcastle. Tyne Bridge just across from it. There's all sorts you can see there. So yeah, I know there's people from Auf Wiedersehen fans that come into these chats and ask questions. That's fine. It is a Ghostface stream, of course, but I can answer a question quickly and just, you know, just have a look at the Newcastle locations I did, and you'll be spoilt for choice, Squire. But if you look at the Facebook official group, the Auf Wiedersehen Pet group, not unofficial, not 1983, just Auf Wiedersehen Pet group, look at Steve Turner's post. So either just search on the group, there's Steve Turner or Fan Gathering, and it will pop up. And it's either June or July, it is happening. Big Baz will be there, and I think a couple others will be there, like Young Rod. You know, Oz's son from Series 2, I think he's going, Barry Hollinshead. But sorry, yeah, let me, with all due respect, Squire, I'll get back to Ghostface. I'm sure there was something Scary Movie 6 related, but I can't even remember what the damn thing was. But no, thank you for the comments, Wizard of Oz there, thank you. That Newcastle is best location on YouTube. I appreciate that, Squire. It took a bloody while to film, that did. On that video we was meant to have Barry Hollinshead. Yeah, he didn't make it. I'm not going to say why he didn't make it. I think he had a good night before. Let's just say that, eh? I think he'd had a busy time. We had a gift for him as well, but he didn't turn up. But yeah, he just has a busy life, I suppose. I don't know for sure, never met him. Whereas Baz, he's a character all on his own, you know. Baz, once he gets a couple of pints, he gets a bit loud, like, yeah. But he's all good, Baz. He's all good. Got time for the fans, pictures, autographs. He didn't care, man. He's like, yeah, of course I'll sign this for you. What's your name? Yeah. Where'd you come from? Oh, South Shields. I know South Shields, you know. But Baz is Middlesbrough, or close to Middlesbrough, if I remember correct. But yeah, what was this Scary Movie 6? I'm sure there was something. Killer Mask. New Stoned. Mask that isn't going to be in the film anymore. We've done that. I'm sure there was the fourth thing. Let me have a look. I'm sure there's something we've not mentioned, man. With regards to... Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. Oh, you son of a bitch. Look at this. You remember what I was saying earlier about people have to be first? Or it seems that people have to be first. Let's see if we can get this up on the PC and see if we can put this on the screen. We've got something to show you from the look of this. We've actually got a picture of the 30th anniversary. And also... somebody talking on it. Is it? Hey, oh, there you go, look. Let me get the browser stream up. Dolphins jacket, yeah, there you go. That's with regards to Auf Wiedersehen. There you go, you see this? This chap's talking. I think I can only assume he's from Halloween Store. But the last post, when I looked at this earlier, the last post they did was this orange bling. And all of a sudden, look at that. Tag fantastic, man. Huh? Tagged recreated. This camera. Tagged recreated fantastic. I'm bloody dull on this, aren't I? Let's not mess with the light too much. Look at that, man. Official first look. So they've put it on Instagram, that's fine. The official first look, fine. Official first look on a live stream. There you go. On a Ghostface live stream. Anyway, let's all get an official in show it. Let's all get a first in. Official first look, Ghostface 30th anniversary mask. The wait is finally over. Here is, and I know these people for a fact have been to the main distributor's showroom recently because I've had it confirmed today. So, oh yeah, they was in the other day. So yeah, this is where they've got the pictures from. And it's more a modern header tag rather than the fantastic. But don't be down on that. Do not be down on that. I've already stated that we need a recreated fantastic faces, and they're like, okay, we're considering, because they know it's going to please the hell out of the mass. I ain't guaranteeing it's coming, but honestly, they know that for the next version that comes with a more standard shroud, that it's definitely a preferred option. Here's the official first look at the brand new Ghostface 30th anniversary mask, celebrating 30 years of the icon of Halloween. Featuring the classic Ghostface mask and upgraded two-piece hood design, glow-in-the-dark details, and even the return of the iconic vanilla scent. Official Ghostface mask, glow-in-the-dark, vanilla-scented, classic mask with two-piece hood, inner shroud with hook and loop attachment, official 30th anniversary edition. This item is not currently in stock. Remember what they're saying here, this is a sample. It's just good to see the sample with a proper header, because they're not always got proper headers, and normally a scary movie header folded inside out with just white either side. So at least we got a proper header. The item, as he says, yes, not currently in stock, but on pre-order. Please remember all pre-orders will be shipped in order they were placed once stock arrives. God, good luck with that one, man. What does the stamp look like? See, already you've got the questions, haven't you? What about the stamp on the chin? Who's this?
Paul from the Halloween store here. Oh, whoop, 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 whoop. Doop, doop. Exciting. Got some exciting things to show you.
Copyright Halloween store.
I don't think any of you have seen before.
Unless you've just seen our Instagram post.
Unless you've just seen the
There you
Instagram post, obviously. Yeah. First look at some of this new Fun World Ghostface stuff.
I can pause it by doing that. So this is a first to me as well. This is a first to me. So I know there's two people that sort of run this place, and I've spoke to them on emails, but I never spoke or seen him like this before. Obviously he's flipped on the screen there because his words are backwards, but just seeing some of the comments before we continue. I don't know how long this is going on. Can you even hear this? Would have thought it would have had... See, already, look, you've got problems. There's people that say, yeah, Fun World div on the chin is fine, that's what we want, and then they already got this one. I would have thought it would have had copyright 2026 to avoid scalpers reselling them as legit Gen... You're going to know if they're legit Gen 1s and if they're not. Jesus, man. Give the fans some bloody credibility. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but fans are excited, that's the main thing. Let's see what he says.
That's coming to us. We hope mid to late July. So we've actually got something,
Okay,
to show
Screen
you,
Ghost.
something actually physically to show you. So I think I should show you now, and then I'm going to recap because I think people are going to be joining as we go through the stuff. But let's start off with the thing
The
that
most important one.
the most important one, the most important thing.
Everyone's want to see it.
Everyone wants to see it.
It's a beauty.
Been talked
Thank you,
about a
Vince.
lot. What do you think?
What do you think?
It's gonna be?
You'd like? What do you think it's going to be? What do you think? If you wanted to see any Ghostface mask right now, right here, what would you want to see? Let me guess. Let me use my Uri Geller skills to predict this. To predict it. Would it be?
I don't
That one?
think so.
Is it going to
Definitely not
be?
that one.
Would it be?
Teasing Git. I've ordered one of them. Or two of them. Oh.
Maybe. This one?
I've already got one of them.
An
Take it
ultra
away.
white.
Perhaps. Yes, that's what. Perhaps
Marble.
that one.
There you go.
Get your glow in the dark out.
Get your own.
Ross
I'm
said-
going to go
Taking the right
start
video
this.
here, didn't we?
Perhaps. Could it be?
Oh,
Is it this one?
that looks nice.
Maybe. I don't know.
Teasing Gits.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I'm going to show you tonight, and we'll see you again soon.
Oh, look at that
There she
beauty.
is.
Look at that
We
beauty.
didn't know we
Look at the mould.
We didn't know we were seeing this
You
today.
son
I'm going to get a
bitch.
sample.
Double dimple. The
So
proper
we've seen
dimples
it.
there, aren't
I've
they?
looked at it in the dark. It's glow in the dark. Works really well. Here's the
Give us a glow then.
shroud. Can you see that?
Look at that.
And then
So apologies, I can't really see your messages at the moment because there's a lot going on. So apologies if we miss any of your messages.
That's a beauty. Look at that, man. Gonna be some happy fans.
Let's see in there.
That's the standard shroud. He's trying to
Shroud.
take the hood over it. Look.
You've got the tassels
So you've got
there.
two options. You've had the hooded
Yes, on the end, you can see the detail.
type with the sparkle, or just have a standard shroud.
The mask.
Almost standard shroud.
And then
So it's two parts.
it's a two-part mask, and then we got really
As
cool.
I did suspect, you got the 30
header.
Scream on the header. I knew it was going to be there somewhere. Father Deathlook.
That's new.
It's a shame it's flipped. It'd be nice to see
So
it the
it
other
won't
way.
be shipping any earlier still. This is just a sample mask.
See? Sample.
It's literally just a sample mask. Literally just seen this today.
Look at that. There you
So
go.
it's a start. So they start.
There you
the
go.
arrival date is still looking
Halloween
July.
store's got the info at the
Mid to end
minute.
of July.
It's still looking
earliest.
mid to end of
sample.
July.
The earliest.
Earliest.
Look at the length of the
And as
mask.
we've said, those of you pre-ordered first will be first to get them. Okay? So...
Look at that, man.
So the shroud itself. So this part here. This is just like a sewn-in bit. It doesn't actually do anything. So it's not an actual tie-on bit. But yeah, the
Halloween store's not going to email me saying, what are you doing with our video?
what are these called?
Just spreading the word, man. Spreading the word.
So they're not on those anymore, which is brilliant.
See even the imperfections in the
Everyone
mouth.
probably want to see underneath.
It's like an exact
It
copy,
just
isn't it?
says, I can't remember, Fun World Div.
Div. As in div.
Div.
So no made in China.
So people in the UK
Again,
call
it
silly
might
people
change, but-
div.
Might
So
change.
you've got Velcro points as well.
Yeah. You've got Velcro
You can't really
points.
see the
There's-
stamp
there's
on the
a
camera though,
Velcro
can you?
point. You might not see that, but there's a Velcro point there.
Velcro point.
Okay.
There you go.
So that, and I've checked it out in the dark, and it's a nice green glow in the dark.
Nice. Look at
Very,
that.
very good. No, not in October. But obviously, we're looking at like it is going to be. We're hoping best possible case of scenario is we'll get deliveries mid-July.
1 second. Look at the length of that mask. This is when you know it's an exact copy of a Gen 1. Not just the dimples, not just the imperfections, not just the eyes, not just the nose. Look at the length of the sumbitch. That's got to be over 30 centimetres, bottom of the chin to the back of the cut of the mask up there. That's a beauty, man. That's a beauty. And to think that's going to stink of vanilla. You can take the hood off and just have a standard-ish shroud. You can display as you want. The header's not the worst. 30 with a scream in the bottom corner, 30th anniversary in the middle after the ghost face there. There's a green thing, which I'm guessing say glows in the dark, but his thumbs or his fingers on it. Let's let him finish off.
More likely to be towards end of July. Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Just from a standpoint here. Now this man is somebody that's in trade, has a shop, etc. Orders from the distributors. I've ordered from distributors in the past and this year. When they say July, that's not guaranteed. Not to say Halloween stores full of it, because they aren't. But sometimes with regards to what happens with the stock and shipping, etc., we are very lucky in the UK if we get anything in July. Very lucky. If we do, fine. But most of the time it's going into September. So they may get some in July and get lucky. They may not. Might get some in August. A lot of the times you're going into second week of September, and sadly even the start of October. So with these, obviously Instagram, Halloween Store UK, keep an eye on them, see if anything's announced closer to the time. I'll announce when I get in mine. I've got 48 of these masks ordered, and I don't know how many of these I got, but obviously they're in a better position than me. They have a shop, I'm not a shop. But Jesus, man, look at this mask, yeah? Just want to see what that green bit is. Vince has actually sent me pictures, Vince Hopkins, so thank you, Vince, if he's watching or listening. So I get to see what that green thing is on the header, whether that's glow in the dark, whether it's something else. But let me just finish this.
So that's
Father Death Ghostface, 30th anniversary.
header,
Then it says anniversaire in French underneath it.
the tassel detail.
There's a lace at the bottom of the hood there that you tie.
Really cool.
I think a lot of people are going to be taking the hood off and displaying it like a standard mask. That would be my guess.
So it's a really cool mask. Everything we hoped it would be.
As he said there, that's a sample.
Okay. So if I show you the costume.
That sample will be coming to me. That exact sample.
Oh, have we got the costume?
Because they normally have one or two and then send them to the fans.
Blubbering mouth. Well, go on. Take it off and I'll put it back in the bag.
Sounds wrong, doesn't it?
So here's the costume.
He's a character in here.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
So what you'd expect, just on the 30th. We were not sure about
Let me
this.
take a.
You know what they should have done with this? Immediately I can see the packaging on this. They should have had it like the Father Death stance, you know, with the arms out. They should have done a Father Death stance on the front of the print of this. That'd have been nice. So it wasn't, you know, exactly like the Scream one, 96, but just to have the pose the same would have been good there.
The cardboard.
We'll have the mask in this is also.
There you go.
I'm not going to say.
Took the inlay out.
not
Look.
sure.
We've got the mask in the bag.
We've got the mask.
We'll talk about it in a second. So everyone
got the
said how they
bank
kind of
mask.
wanted the mask.
Yeah, it's glow in the dark. Obviously.
Gee, look at the gloss on the bloody print, man. That's amazing. So you got 30 Scream on the front there, you got the glow picture of it, then you got a standard picture of it, and you got that yellow green star there as well. And he's saying there that, I know I'm waffling, but I'm trying to just go through it myself and process it, but he's saying there's a mask in a bag in that costume as well.
Obviously.
So, most important thing that I don't really get why.
Firstly, we don't understand this. Comes with a belt, so that's different, and in the same material, obviously, as the rest of the costume.
Sparkle belt.
That's the belt it comes with.
What about the mask? Is that a second
So
sample
everyone's
mask?
asking about the mask. Is it bibbed or is it hooded with the 30th?
Yeah. So it's
It's hooded.
hooded,
We were very, very, very pleased by that
so that's a real good step. That's
Nice.
a great
because
step.
no one knew if it was going to be hooded.
With a Velcro on. Yeah.
Velcro on
Yeah,
the top.
Velcro to hold the hood in
Yeah,
place.
so
Oh,
that's got
nice.
Velcro on the top to keep the hood in place.
Look at that. Bonus
Throw the
content
belt.
here,
Throw
man.
the belt in a bit. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange addition.
But-
Jesus, man. This website, these people used to be called Deck the Halls, you know, and it was mainly Christmas. Now all of a sudden the Halloween Store UK, and look at it, Ghostface coming out the back end. So 2 sample masks are there. So knowing that, I will be requesting both costume and the sample mask with a header tag from the distributor. I've spoken to him earlier tonight. So now I know there's a costume with a sample mask inside there. I should be requesting both. And we'll get both of these on my stream. But in essence, he's got both samples at the minute. Look at that, man. Like Mad About Horror, they had the exclusivity to release the Pumpkin Ghostface in 2022. That was theirs to release to the UK. They said, right, we're first to get it, blah, blah, blah. They let me have, I think, 24 of them. 2 12-pack boxes. Said, oh, can you not sell them before? I said, no, of course I won't. So you send me 24, I'll keep them to one side. You do your announcement, you announce it, you say what you got to say, that's fine. I'm not here to be first, I'm just want to have 24 off you on a little deal, which we did. And I've still got most of the 24 now. Even right behind the green screen, the pumpkins are quite easy to nab if I had to grab one. But yeah, these people here, good people, they know what the fans want, they're listening. They've ordered them, they've got the pre-orders up, and there you go. We've got a mask inside of the costume, and obviously the main sample with a header. Nice.
Yeah, so that's with, so at least you can see it without the, so that's what this one's going to look like when you remove the,
Yes, so you remove
Those.
the outfit, this is what that will, the mask.
so the costume comes with this one.
Yeah.
So
So costume with a
shroud.
standard shroud, or the one with 2 types of hood. There you go.
sorry, I'm just trying to read all your messages, apologies, there's quite a few. if anything we're missing, just send it again or DM us.
Yeah.
I'll try and get back to you, just
Yeah.
trying to be catching up with a lot.
Nice.
But yeah, the
Trying his best
tag
to show
itself
both
is
look.
quite cool.
Good lad. Good
It's
lad.
glow in the dark, it's quite hard to show in here. It's still light out, so
But it does,
So-
I've tried it, and it does work.
There you go.
It's
That's a
it's
glossy
that green
print, that
colour.
is.
And it's
Glossy
a nice
print.
even glow, so it's not, sometimes in the past it was just certain bits were picked out. So,
it is very strong with vanilla.
yes. I don't know whether that's because
He's going to start floating in a minute.
it's very strong.
Vanilla smells.
So that's the 30th stuff.
Yeah, the 30 stuff, it's very good.
The marbles are nice.
Move on to the marbled. Okay, so there's 2 marble designs.
Yeah. The purpley one and the red one.
If I bought mine on 24th Feb, will mine be one of the first to ship out?
Yeah.
I don't. So I don't know when we release it. So
All right. So just to not tread on anyone's toes or get in any trouble here, I'm going to press cross on this. This is their stream. I can't just do all their stream and then say, "Oh, did you take all of our video then?" If you want to see all of that video, obviously, go to the Instagram of Halloween Store UK. Not in a nasty way, just, you know, if that was all my video and they were all broadcasting, I'd be like, Jesus, do you have to take it all? I don't want to step on anyone's toes. These are good people, as you can see. They listen to the fans, and bloody hell, they have got both samples. These have sent me masks in the past. I paid for them. I haven't got any freebies. I'm not saying is it a bad thing. I've ordered off them. I've had no problem whatsoever. But yeah, what's this here? Crypt Keepers have got a sample from the look of it. Just got a private message on Instagram, and yeah, Screen Ghost on Instagram as well sent me a message. Thank you, Screen Ghost. But yeah, Crypt Keepers have also put up a sample picture. I can see that green, glow in the dark, Brilledans Le Noir, which is French for glow in the dark. So that's what the green star is. Okay. Go online, I'm sure you're going to see them posted everywhere now, which is fine, That's what we're here for, isn't it? Spread the word. Ordered 5 myself, Jesus. You know, of the 48 that I've got coming, I think I might just keep 24 back. I don't know, we'll have to see. Life may change, and we may need the financial side of things to kick in. I don't know. The rent here is bad enough. 780 quid a bloody month for a 2-bed flat with a garage at the back and a space in front of it. That's actually not bad, but still, it's 780 every bleeding month, and it adds up, man. So yes, Haven Schneider. The mask has a shroud on the costume. Peak. So as they showed on the video, the mask inside the costume is just a standard shroud, not exact same cut as the original shrouds, because the original shrouds would go like that at the bottom. They go down into triangles, then come up again, then with the tassels. These ones haven't got the tassels and don't go down, they're more of a straight cut on the bottom. And yes, and then the hooded mask with a header card on top, as we've just seen. The sparkle hoods that obviously can go on top, but underneath it's the same as the costume mask with regards to the shroud type. So I will ask RJ if he knows if they're a polyester or a cotton or whatever it is for the shrouds. I'm guessing the sparkle shrouds are the same as the 25th EUs, and yeah, I would assume that it's just possibly just a thinner or a finer polyester for the standard shrouds. I will ask, we'll see. Do you think that the image I sent you is old? Let me go back, and I've just closed it on the computer. I'll just do it on the phone. It does, yes. Looking at that mask there, Jesus Christ, just a bit, man. That looks like a Gen 2. I'm just looking at this. So you got to hold it in angle because the light tries to glare it out. He sent me a picture of a mask. CONUSvideo.com. It looks like an old fearsome, that. I would say, because of the quality of the image, that's off an older video, like 480p was the maximum resolution before HD on YouTube settings, should we say. But yeah, CONUSvideo.com. That looks like an older, definitely an older picture or screen cap or video shot or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that looks to be more vintage mask rather than anything else. So yes, to answer your question, Screen Ghost, let's have a look. Aaron Schneider, they need to start putting the full shrouds like that on the regular costumes, as well as instead of the bibs. That's yeah, you imagine that. That'd be a good idea. It's not going to take up too much room in the old packaging, is it? I mean, a load of them on top of each other, you're going to have a little difference, but it's not going to be that bad. It's the tag I can't work out. Yeah, the tag is a bit... It's almost ASIS, but it almost looks a little like a hooded or droop hood mask possible tag. Let me have another look on this. Used to do this a lot. When people used to send mask identification questions all the time. You used to get pictures like this. But to me, that looks like a possible droop hooded header tag, which had the hooded picture of the fearsome, as I will say, in the right hand side of the header. Looks that way because I can see behind there's like a greeny yellow font on the one behind it, which would indicate to me fearsome faces. So to me that is a vintage mask screenshot with a possible deluxe fearsome, as I used to say. People will quote it these days. Oh, it's a droop hood, it's a deluxe hood, it's this, whatever it is. That looks to be... It's hard to see on the because of the resolution of the camera and the phone screen, but he's asking about the tags behind, on the mask behind. This is obviously a peg full of masks that are all Gen 2s. But then I look at the side of the mask here, and underneath the chin, it isn't a droop hood, it's a standard shroud. But that is definitely Gen 2. Opinions, people, opinions. It's hard to do it on a screen like this. Yeah, when you can see this screen properly in the image in its glory, shall we say, that is 100% a Gen 2 mould. You can tell by the mouth sides, as I call it, on Gen 2 seem to be more thicker, should we say. You can see this very well on the bathroom toilet scene at the start of screen 2, when he's knifed him through the stall and then he just looks at him and then looks to the other people going out the toilets. You see a little bulge. That mask sold recently, didn't it? But yeah, it reminds me of that. But looking at the tag that I can see, I can just barely see there is a picture of the mask on the right and a greeny yellowy font behind. I'm assuming they are Gen 2s on a peg, a full peg of Gen 2s. There we go. Okay. How good will the new mask look with a cotton shroud and tassels? I wonder, personally, why they went off the cotton shrouds and onto the polys. Probably just expenses. Because the amount of people that have got a mask in the collection and their pride of the collection is a cotton shroud, whatever it is, you know. And I can understand that, because it just seemed to be a better choice. And the poly's more stretchy, of course, and of course in later time they put elastic straps into the mask, which is not everyone's favourite. But it depends if you're going to wear this on a Halloween or whatever, for a fan film or whatever you're going to do, or whether you're just going to display it and enjoy it, you know, just to look at. Yeah, but the cottons, yeah, I mean, I've only got a couple of Fantastics. You've got green, a pink, a white. I think that's it. In fact, no, two whites. One with, on the stream image behind me. Is it there? No, it's not there on the image behind. It was in that collection, it was just probably I took it off at that point to show something. But yeah, there was one on a replica tag with lots of mistakes on the tag on purpose, in case it got stolen or pinched and someone tried to palm it off as real, with regards to the tag being attached in a real tag, because it wasn't, it was just glossy photo paper. And then yeah, there's the original tag one I've got off Douglas years ago, which I paid £1,000 for, pounds, not dollars, so £1,000. That's still in a frame in the storage box behind me. It's in a box frame, so it can't be crushed. And I looked at it a couple of weeks back, and it's still doing okay. The magic question. So this is the second magic question over the original magic question. Magic question in the past was, will they ever recreate the Fantastic Faces? Now we know different. The magic question 2 was, will they ever recreate a Gen 2? I have mentioned this. I have mentioned this to RJ. So RJ, Gen 2, what? Gen 2. Now you've done a Gen 1, you're probably going to have to look at a Gen 2. Because in essence, the ASIS were already out there in an EU form. Alright, so it's an early ASIS. But EUs were the ones that took over after Funworld div stamps, wasn't it? Simple as that, T stamps, HNs, whatever. But yeah, the main types, Gen 1s, Gen 2s, then EUs, if you want to categorise it just solely on stamps, with regards to the main mass-produced manufacturing masks. Ghentary shroud, one of mine, to have a full cotton shroud with the tassels and a Fantastic Faces replica. Yeah. Then you got a nice bright glowing recreated Fantastic to display then, with what looks to be a standard hood. Again, that's your customization, that's your privilege. So yeah, shows a picture when you've done it. We're a few months away yet though, aren't we? But yeah, this is what some people are doing, isn't it? But yeah, chances of a Gen 2 being made again if Gen 1's successful. I don't know about the chances of it. I would always say to RJ, and I already have said to RJ, fearsomes were good as well. What do you mean, fearsomes? Because you got to remember, RJ didn't join Funworld till after fearsomes, after Fantastics, RJ came when it was the start of ASIS, because he was the one behind the ASIS with other staff, They had to look at ASIS because now it was not just part of a Fantastic or a fearsome line, it was now a mass scene in a film. And that's when, of course, ASIS came along. And then later on, the black and red Ghostface when he was officially baptised and branded, But, yeah. What's Mr. Bartron say? Nice Mr. Bartron, yes. Still got the mask, Mr. Bartron, you know that. The Gen 2. I didn't think I was going to get the costume, but seeing that it's fully shrouded as Velcro, got it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I've got to get a costume now, just for the fact it's got Velcro pads on and the standard, almost 100% standard shroud. Almost. The cut is different, definitely, especially along the bottom. I saw a woman doing a Scream 4 cosplay, and she said she hated the straps, and I legit didn't know you could run them without the straps. Yeah, until I remembered it's basically a balaclava. Yeah, I highly doubt they do Gen 2 because it's the same sort of mould. I don't know, I don't know. I suppose there's that aspect on it. But then again, think about it. Well, RJ is 30 years of Scream 2 soon, but will they really see that as a standout anniversary, even though it's Scream 2, same with Scream 3. We're not going to get a remade EU stamped Scream 3 edition, are we? Not really. What's the point, EUs have been mostly the same. Say mostly this. I know there's big EUs now, and there's race stamp EUs and blah blah blah, but mostly standard EUs have been the same all the way along. Mostly. There's things that me and Tim Dufresne went back and forth on private messages years ago about the EU stamps, and about if you look at a 97 ASIS, and if you look at a 2000 black and red, and if you look at a later 2010 black and red, there's still the same markings on the moulds and the mass that were there in the 90s. So if anything that's outlived all the mass types is the EU. There's still things on an EU mass made today, yes, 2025, 2026, today, that I still see on original 90s masks in the mould marks. In the mouth, particularly. Around the nose, near the eyes. There's loads of things I can match and go, oh, Jesus Christ, 97 and a 2020, 2022, whatever, and they're almost the bloody same. So the EU has outlived all of them. It's a shame Gen 1 and 2 didn't get to live a bit longer. Yeah, by all means, Mr. Schneider, once you got that mask customised in the future, come on the stream, man, come show it off on the stream, or you like some other people, camera shy. A Scream 4 25th anniversary, and they could have the old collector's edition shroud from the, ooh, that might get some comments going. Return that old style of wood. You know what they could do again that may not anger people is poly shroud droop hood, recreated Gen 2, also recreated Gen 2 with standard cotton or polyester shroud. Again, this is when you're getting into the differences, and the mass retailer's like, well, what's it matter about the hood? And that's when it can go yes or no, and it affects all of us as collectors getting something we want but we're not going to get. But then again, what if you did a droop hood, as it was called, or a deluxe hood from the Gen 2 era that later ended up with EU stamps inside? But what if you did that on a newer EU stamp and plonked one of them inside? You know, it's sometimes it takes away from the vintage, and you think, well, vintage are best left as vintage with regards to hood types on particular stamps. But in essence, look at all the amount of years that people have always wanted a recreated Gen 1. And 6, almost 7 years now. That's been in fact, over 7 years, that's been in discussion with many fans and Fun World. I think it must have been 2017, 18 or 19. Nate had, spoken to, and Anthony Maisie had spoken to Fun World, says, the Fantastics need to recreate them. And then later down the line, Wade and Joe got involved, and then before Wade and Joe, I was chatting to RJ about it after Nate and Anthony had suggested it a couple of years previous. So I wasn't the first person to say, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who's first, but it's something that's been thought about a lot with fans, and finally we're getting it. We're that close to getting the actual product now. It's appearing as samples, it's impressing so far. It's stinking of vanilla. It's got the right shape. It's got the right bloody imperfections. It'll be good. What's this here? People like the HHN, and they were fine with that hood, mostly because it didn't have the blue spot. Yeah, the HHN is what the collector's edition should have been with the first run. And then the second one should have been the same. But then again, have different iterations, although problematic, but have different iterations of collector's editions mass. Look at the reshoot version, TD mold, discontinued now. 2013's last time I saw TD mold. I was like, why didn't you just keep doing it? That's the logo mask, that's the mask in the main Ghostface logo now, which, yeah, I don't mind it personally. I'd have used an EU for an updated logo in 2011. If that'd have been my decision, I said, yeah, EU, because that's the most mass-produced mask at the minute. Get that on there. The TD's nice. Reshoot's got a particular look, definitely, and it's not a bad mask at all. But my choice, at the press of a button, I'd have had an EU on that logo mask, and that's just what it is. But it's fine as it is. Fine as it is. But yeah, unfortunately, the blue spot staining was found to be the dye that went into the stitching that held the shroud to the mask. And my question would always be, well, why would you have to dye the stitching that goes into that particular part of the mask? Why not just use black thread? What's the problem? So whether that was manufacturing guidelines, whether it was something that they had to work around because of rules and regulations, I don't know. But that is what caused it. It was the stitching and the dye used on the stitching that then caused the blue spots and reactions. It's like, oh, please, seriously? HHN didn't have that. HHN, RJ was watching like a hawk every single step of the way. Like, do this, do that, do that. Perfect paint, perfect nose, perfect mouth, perfect eyes. Get that hood right. Right now we're laughing. A couple of years afterwards, Resurrection mask. Very similar. Very similar. Not exactly, but very similar. Yeah. Tony Barker. With me still. Who are you? Who am I? What for, like? My name's Osborne. What for, like? Get the words right. I shall report you. You lose a bit of face if you do that, mate. That'd make you a stool pigeon, wouldn't it? Stool pigeon. People on the Ghostface and they're like, what's he on about? Auf Wiedersehen, Auf Wiedersehen. It's talking about Auf Wiedersehen. I did a print the other day. See this? This is A3 size. I don't know if it will show on the camera because I've got a cropped camera. We've cropped the camera image for this stream, but yeah, I did this the other day. A3, nice glossy print. That's what Auf Wiedersehen is for the Ghostface fans going, what the hell is he on about Auf Wiedersehen for? That's what it is. Seven lads working on a building tonight, basically. And if you've not ever watched it, go treat yourself, because it's an absolute corker of a programme to watch. ITVX, you can watch it on the unedited. I shall report you. And yeah, that I shall report you is just one particular character in one episode that's a pain in the arse. He ain't there for long, but yeah, it's classic stuff. Just like a vintage Ghostface, you can't beat it, you know. Classic stuff. Oh, you're still here, are you? Then he goes swimming, it just cuts, doesn't it? We're going now, okay? Fart in an astronaut suit. Which the 25th would have had the same quality as HHN's, the vinyl at least, but yeah, I mean, HHN's were thicker. That was on purpose. It was a slower production run, which he states and which is on my website under that category of mask. But yeah, the HHN. Talking of that, let's just, you know what, man, let me do this because I want to show this. We're going to get into the browser. I know I'm a little less lit on this, I've got to sort the lighting properly, but every time I do this stream I have to set up everything. See, ASIS. So yes. So this was like one of the sort of oddballs as well. ASIS with a fun wheel div stamp. You're like, what the hell, that's an RDS, it's an RDS lookalike. No, it's not. It's a fun wheel div stamp. Look at this. And that isn't no mocked up picture, that is the tag attached to the mask. But that's just an example of these oddballs that you get. The oddballs are better described on Wade and Joe's Fun Time, I think. I do have to update this, I hate to admit, but it does need an update. But what was we looking for? I was actually looking for HN Fantastic, which, where are you? So yeah, so here's your main hooded fearsome. I used to call these hooded fearsomes. You call them what you want, I ain't getting into an argument about it, because people are really picky these days. It's a droop hood, it's a deluxe hood, it's a droop hood as well, it's both, whatever. And these came with Gen 2s and EU stamps, as knowledgeable fans will know. But look at this, don't forget you did have T stamps with that tag. You did have the droop hood again here with the fearsome. This is what I thought the tag was earlier on the picture sent to me on Instagram. Not sure if it's that one or if it's the one to the right. These ones on the right, the tags only seem to arrive on the T stamps. But, and then yeah, you've got RDS, you've also got RDS lookalike, which actually should be there somewhere. Then you got the standard one. But if you go up here, where is it? We have an image from Douglas Little. Where's he been lately? Anyone heard from him? Douglas, Drown Boy Productions? Where the hell has he been? So yeah. So there you go, HN. So this mask on the right, you got your standard Gen 1 on the left here. This is my mask with the tag on it. Obviously just been altered for the image. So it is just the mask. So this is my Gen 1 mask on the left side here. And on the right, this is your HN Fantastic, which again, sort of oddball. What was the cat game we played again? I can't remember, you know. But yeah, this is one of the weird masks on the right hand side that not many people have got. And this is a Douglas Little image as well, as I quoted on the credits on the bottom of the image here. I'll credit wherever possible. Doesn't matter who's provided the image, as long as it's a decent one, the mask. But look at the untidiness of the nose paint. Mouth paint's not too bad. And the eyes, very reminiscent of a fearsome or a Gen 2. You got your mainly straight eye, then you got a slightly curved eye, you know. But not many people seem to remember these HN Fantastics, but they are out there. They are out there. And you look at the back of the mask thinking, yeah, Fun World did, and you look, you're like, what the hell? HN? But yeah, very confusing history with Ghostface with regards to mask types, moulds, what order they came, why they were like this, why did they change this, why did they, you know. To me, the main Gen 1, say Double Dimple as an example, and the main Gen 2, that you see in Scream 2 were beautiful masks. Not that the others aren't, of course, but I like looking at main versions and thinking, just look at the difference between them for a minute, then look at the difference with a HN, then look at the difference with a splotch, then look at the difference with a multi-dot, you know. Compare them all, you know. You've got a HM Fantastic, have you, Screen Ghost? Send it down then. Send it. I want to look at that. He's like, what? But yeah, there's a couple of oddballs. As described by Wade and Joe, and there are a couple of oddballs. That's it. It's fact. It's out there. The masks are out there. Like there's a couple of oddball types of the MK Squinty. You didn't know there were two different MK Squinties, did you? You know how many people knew that? They look exactly the same until we start looking close. Only ever see, yeah, was Douglas. Forgotten about that style. Be cool. Massive hoods. Yeah. Uploaded something on his Instagram. Hope he comes back for the release. Yeah, I hope so. He's got a hell of a collection. He's got his own little museum, hasn't he? Well, that's what it's called at least. But yeah, if we go down a bit. Who put this site together? It's right mess, isn't it? But yeah, RDS mould, MK. Again, there's so many MKs, isn't there? But again, the mould scars on the Gen 2 there, look, which you either have to look for or you just can't miss, depending how it's stitched. But I'm just seeing if the MK... Yeah, see these two masks here, and I can click them, but they're not that big. And this one's got the mouth cut out. So you see this one? Again, we're zoomed in and it's a small image, but this one, the top of the mouth's cut out. But look at the gap from the top of the mouth to the bottom of the nose. It's a considerable gap, but not too bad. Okay. Then look at this one. Look at the gap. Mouth to the nose is shorter. And you think, no, just the angle of it. No. This has been proven with behind the scenes private messages, pictures with me and Tim Dufresne in the past. Two masks next to each other and they are looking the same at all at the first glance. But when you look again, you're like, hang on a minute, that nose is further up, that nose is further down. And you're like, why the hell was there two types of this? But they look exactly the same on first gander, shall we say. So you look at this one on the left here, small image, look at the one on the right. It's got two squinty masks there, why? Squinty eyes mask and an almost as squinty eyes mask. This eye's bigger. Look at this eye on this one. This eye is bigger on the left to look at, right to wear. And this one's more squinty, just because that's how they are. And I used to use these in my fan films, and as soon as you got a hairdryer to them, they'd just flop back into shape. It was really weird how they do that. Whereas the other ones would take a bit of time to reshape. They'd reshape, but they'd just take longer. But yeah, both of these pictures from Tim Dufresne, you know. But he's got both of those mask types, last I spoke to him at least. And they were different side by side. It wasn't just a camera angle that's trying to fool you. These were different masks. These were different masks. I just... Yeah, again, HN mask just here. This was Tim Dufresne's. Douglas has got one, Tim Dufresne's got one. I think he's still got it, I don't know. I did hear a while ago, not too long ago, he did sell some masks. I don't know which ones. But again, this is a fantastic HN. And look at it, the nose is neater there with the paint. The eyes are nice with the eyeliner. The mouth is reminiscent of a Gen 2. Really thick at the top and then thinner at the bottom, of course. But the Gen 2 is always quite thick at the top. The standard Gen 2s. Look at it. I looked at that, I was like, oh, I'd have that mask in a heartbeat. Nah, not for sale. Yeah, I know it's not for sale, but still, look at it. And then you look at this one, the standard Gen 2, and again, look at that mouth. This is a bit of an angled mask with the way it was shaped at the time. This was the eBay image I saw when I bought it. This was off eBay. And even now, it's still a bit, you know, with the shaping. I don't want to hairdryer it again. It's, you know, it's... I've wore this for charity events. This particular mask. It always has a good impact. And there's your original fan Tyler Herring with the droop hood there, which is the Gen 2 mask. And then here we go, picture from Zachary Cook a few years ago, original Gen 1. Again, the page needs an update, the website needs a bit of a kicking, and then your master mould for the EU stamp there, look, from 2012. The one on the right is what they use the most, and the two on the left were actually added just because of the volume of mass they were then making. It was getting too much. So I said, yeah, that's the main one. The two on the left are because of production numbers and we got to do more, and they were same thing. Let me go back up to the top and go back to normal. We'll probably call it a day there. But yeah, let me catch up with comments and we'll let you continue with life. I'm trying to think what the Scary Movie 6 thing was, but I can't bloody remember, man. Can't have been that important because it'd have come back to me even now. But yeah, HN Fantastics. I like a HN just because it was briefly featured in Scary Movie. Yes, definitely. Also featured in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, wasn't it, HN? Or did nobody notice that? I'm sure many of you know that. Sent you an image of my HN, have you? You got one at the back of the chin, just in case. I haven't looked at the message yet, but yeah, if you got one at the back of the chin, Squire, I wouldn't mind a gander. Oh, Jesus, man, that's so close to a Gen 2, it's unbelievable. Look at that. Look at that beauty. That's Gen 2-ish, definitely. I'm not saying it is a HN, but that's definitely got a Gen 2 look on that one. Reminds me of the one they added into the Scream 2 poster recently that just sits in the middle of the poster. And it's just got that long straight eye, then a little curved on the other side. But that's a beauty, look at that. But that's a HN Fantastic. That's a beauty, that. Okay, and chance for the back of the picture chin, please. Same with the side of the mouth. Seems a lot more in length. I always called it more attitude in the mouth with regards to the look of the Gen 2 on certain masks and certain angles. And I used to say that on my site a while ago. It's always got more attitude in the mouth area. And they're like, what do you mean more attitude? But it's hard to sort of put into words sometimes. But yeah, send some more images. Thank you, Screen Ghost. Yeah, but again, this over the years, I mean, if we said to RJ, oh, I was about a recreation of a HN Gen 1 Fantastic, he'd go, what the hell are you talking about? But there again, it's before RJ's time. RJ didn't go to Fun World. I was talking to him about this the other day. I'm sure it was late 95, very early 96. So Fantastic and Fearsome's already been and gone. I think Fearsome's are still about, and Fantastic's here and there. But they were created and the line's already produced way before he was even employed. And that's where some people sometimes say, man, RJ should have that, but he wasn't there. He wasn't there. He didn't work there. He used to work at Woolworths before that. So why they may say, oh yeah, Fantastic this and Fearsome Faces that, and why didn't he say this, why didn't he have that? He wasn't there. It was before his time. But yeah, end of 95, 96, and then just, what, 2 or 3 weeks into his employment at Fun World, that's when the studios got in touch. Why don't you draw a mask and Scream? What? What do you mean use the mask? And that's when Alan Geller was quoted as giving them like a very low price because he thought it was students, and it wasn't students. Yes, I know it was in Silent, yeah, Jane Silent Bob. Beautiful, Fantastic HN on the picture, yeah, definitely. It's kind of like some Michael Myers masks look a bit angry or something. Yeah, the Fearsomes, as I will call them, there's people, hey, the Gen 2s, shut up. The Fearsomes that came with Fearsome Faces tags, that I will call them, they did have a bit more attitude in the lower part of the mask, and it is, as I say, it's hard to describe. But RJ was at Fun World since 91. No. Way before his time. Way before his time. 95 into 96 with RJ was RJ's Fun World starting point. I forget what dates. We've spoke about it a few times. So when did you start again, RJ? Oh. So it was 1995. Okay. Yeah, and he'd been at Woolworths for 20 years before that, and that's on the mass page in a bit of the history there. But yeah, he was 20 years at Woolworths, and then he went. I don't know how he came across Fun World, but then he went to Fun World. Not long after Scream started negotiations, Alan, Stanley, and RJ were talking with Wes, and it was a regular thing. And it wasn't till Scream 4 when him and Wes were personally talking. Looking at the wrong camera again, but yeah, that's when him and Wes became a bit closer as friends, and he was talking to him many days of the week, or sometimes every day when Scream 4 was in production. And yeah, there was a lot going on, as there always is, with Scream 4 and RJ and Wes, and of course the mask going back and forth, hoods being pulled off, being reshrouded, and yeah, there was always something to do, you know. And whenever Ghostface is involved in a film, whether it's the Ghostface we know, whether it's the spoof mask for Scary Movie, there's so much that you have to do, is what I'm always told, to make sure it's official, above board, and everything's signed and sealed. And you know, that's when he says there's days where Alan sticks his head round, though, how much did we make on that? And that's all Alan. You know, and they'll say, oh, we did this on Scream 7, we did that on Scream 5, did this on Scream 4. But he leaves RJ to it to do all the Ghostface stuff. But yeah, when this recent lawsuit came up, was like, oh, what's going to happen here? I said, well, number one, it was before his time, so I don't know how that'll be dealt with. Because it comes to the fact then that Alan and Stanley were obviously the main company people throughout the start till recent years. Alan's still with us, of course. Stanley passed away, sadly. But yeah, Alan and Stanley were the main sort of people of Fun World, along with the staff they recruited later on when it came to the early 90s. And yeah, as we say, RJ didn't come along till 95 into 96, so very late 95. So some of the things, whatever it was, whether it was a Fantastic or whether it was a costume for this or a costume for that, he didn't have anything to do with it, you know. So I think there's probably some things, if we ever saw a vintage catalogue, went, Jesus, who approved this one? Who approved that one? I don't know. Maybe one day, when RJ's retired, which I dread to think when it'll be, I said, yeah, maybe one day when you're retired we get to talk to you again, I hope. He goes, oh, I hope so. But yeah, when you do the job that he does, Jesus Christ, man, he's just got a list of things to do every bloody day. And we as fans, we see what we see, we want what we want, whether it's the 30th anniversary Fantastic, whether it's, you know, a vintage mask that's on eBay, whether it's a recent 2017 EU stamp, which is always in my inbox for some reason. I've heard you've still got some. Yes, I have, but they're going nowhere, so forget it. I bought 12 or 14 of them at the time on purpose, and many of them have gone to fans as a thanks or as a gift because they've helped me with something out that I've needed information on, like a mask type I haven't got and they've took pictures of, or you know, something along those lines. But yeah, I've sent 2017 EUs as an example to say thanks for the pictures on the mask page for giving me this HN Fantastic type, and I obviously don't own it, so I can't photograph it, and things like that. And same when Carrie Ann first come along, she was struggling for masks and the rip-off prices were just unbelievable. So I said, look, I'll sell you this and that, I've got a spare of them, and I'll do you a reasonable price. Because we're not a scalping bastard like other people. But it's the one annoyance is, which I've said to RJ recently, I said it's always amazing that the scalpers have no problem getting whatever the mask type it is and exactly doing that, scalping it. Says it always gets me how they always got the opportunity there and then, press the button, they've got it, you know. And here's us as fans waiting, announcements, getting excited, pre-orders, then it comes. But like the Supreme one, it just went so fast. You couldn't pre-order the Supreme, could you? It was just, new items on the site, notification. I was like, what's this? Oh, hang on, sold out. Jesus bleeding Christ, man. 5 minutes, 10,000 masks. What's it say? Also, I did not know the reason why they gave the rights to use the masking screen for cheap, because they were students. Yeah, that's true. There's Alan on an interview somewhere on YouTube or somewhere. I think it's on one of the documentaries, either Still Screaming by Anthony Mazey or what was the other one called? There was 2 documentaries in 2011, and Alan's on there. Yeah, we thought they were students and the rest is history. And it's true, they did think they were students at first. Then they got a bit more context. Like, hang on a minute, maybe we need to charge more than $100. I think he said it was $100 at first. Yeah, we'll charge you $100 to use a mask. Get on with it. And then they realised they want students. Hang on, we need to charge more than $100. But yeah, Still Screaming. I think it's It's one of those. I'm trying to think of the second documentary in 2011. A retrospective or something. Oh. It's one by someone Velasco was his name. Velasco was the last name. And the other one was Anthony Mazey. They're both good documentaries, they're brilliant. And Alan's there talking. We thought they were students and the rest is history, he says. I used to have it on my website somewhere. There's like an archive on the news, and on the last page of the news there's still this old news clip of Alan and Stanley talking next to each other, and and it's just what he says. We thought they were students and the rest is history. You're like, my God, is it really that, I'm just checking my own site now. MTV TV series, my God, we're going back a bit here. Scream 4, Arnold Scream trailer, The Passing of Wes. Oh, that's not good. I swear the clip's still live somewhere, just to hear it again. It's only a short thing. It's not a long interview at all. But I remember watching it. I was like, Jesus Christ, $100 to use a mask. And then, hang on a minute, it's not students. What's this? No. Bloody hell, there was a picture on here that I got put into a magazine because of the website. I forgot about that. Magazine in the US. A vintage thing. Oh my good God. Oh, I was hoping to see this just to show you. It was a different interviewed clip of like a random news chain interviewing Alan and Stanley. RJ been asked to be in it and he says, no, I don't want to be in it. Leave me alone. Because he doesn't want the attention. And the attention in previous years just caused nothing but trouble. Here we go, we got it here, look. Yeah. Let's bring it on for you. It's here, look.
Hello, Sydney.
Scream first slashed its way into theaters back in 1996, and the movie's masked killer became a cultural icon.
This is Ghostface.
Alan Geller created the Ghostface mask in the early 90s. He and his father Stanley sold it in hundreds of Halloween products made by their company, Easter Unlimited Fun World.
One day, I was sitting at my desk and I got a call from somebody. They said they wanted to use our mask in a movie. And I thought that they were students, and the rest is history.
The Hollywood phenomenon transformed the 52-year-old company.
We were in the mask business and wig business and novelty business. And then this character, because he was wearing a robe in the movie, helped move us into the costume business. Walmart, by the way, is buying Popeye this year.
Really? How many in the store?
Their showroom in New York displays some of the thousands of costumes and props they sell to retailers in 29 countries. About 70% of their business comes from Halloween.
The season exploded, and we even exploded more than that. good times and bad times, Halloween will still be there.
There you go. From Alan and Stanley themselves on an interview based around the Scream 4 time. I mean, this was what, April the 22nd, 2011, and this was HLN as it's called in the US, or was. Whether it's still around, I don't know. But yeah, they thought they were students. I was like, what? Did you hear what I like is Stanley? Stanley, he says, Alan says, oh, Popeye, you know, Walmart wants Popeye this year. The first thing Stanley says is, how many in their stores? How many? How many do they want? But Stanley, from what I've been told, he was quite a character. Quite a character. He's greatly missed, that man. Greatly missed. I wish I'd have known him. But just there, you know, father and son. Father and son. But it says here, Alan Geller, Stanley Geller from Fun World Easter Unlimited on CNN it was. You got a HLN here for the channel. But yeah, CNN was actually the people there at the time. But these clips, and it was Stefan, a Norwegian fan, that linked to this originally, which we thank him on the post on my site there. But yeah, clips like this of the two together are very rare. And clips like this with RJ is even rarer. So RJ knew of this clip. So, oh yeah, they asked me to be in. I said no. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Just let the two main Gellers talk and let him have fun with it. And that's it. RJ just like, yeah, have fun, enjoy, keep me out of it. Just because it was going to possibly cause problems where he's getting attention he doesn't want. He doesn't want. And that's what's happened in recent years, unfortunately. When there's been people that have received boxes as a thanks, or just as a thanks for supporting Ghostface and having a massive collection he's somehow seen on YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is, they've been sent something in appreciation for liking the character and collecting it, and then it's caused uproar with the other fans out of jealousy, which is, you can sort of understand. But some people say, oh, I bet you get boxes from him all the time. No, I don't get boxes from him all the time at all. Not at all. It's not every week, it's not every month, it's not every year. Not every year. It's now and again, what's your address again? I'm like, why? And have I got your latest address? And it should be this. Oh yeah, I got it as that. Okay, keep an eye out, something's coming. And like, why? And something comes, and yeah, but ever since 2022, that has been a very rare thing because of the #1 Resurrection Mass with the blue handmade by robot Scottish Lindsay figure and other bits, whatever he put in there. He can't even remember what everything he put in it. It wasn't loads, but just a few items. And yeah, ever since that got swiped, he's been reluctant to send here. He sent something in 2024. I said, look, I can't find fluorescents. Is there any knocking about? I'm more than willing to pay for them. He goes, oh, let me see. And I says, by the way, at the time, I cannot find this bloody Santa mask. And again, I said, just tell me the costs. Give me a place to send it. You can have them. I don't care. But he says, no. And the box came, a Santa mask, a couple of fluorescents. Was there something else? No, that was it. That was it. And since then, did you send anything since? No. But there was times in the past where I'd receive a set of metallics. Let me check these comments. Also, I did not know the reason. Yeah. We don't need to ask for the rights to make fan films for YouTube these days. Well, in effect, you do have to ask. Again, to quote RJ and Fun World in general, there is so much going on. And it isn't just Ghostface, it isn't just Scary Movie, it's all sorts of things that happen. And he's a director of licensing, he isn't just solely Ghostface, with RJ at least. And it is always preferred that people that do fan films request first. Of course they don't, which there's so many out there now. You go on YouTube now, type Scream fan film, and Jesus Christ, you're lost in a list of them. You don't know what to look at first. To me, when I do it and I look, I see what looks to be better presented or better filmed. Like Zen House Studios, he did that Scream one a couple of years ago. Jesus Christ, man. They put some time and effort into that, and they're doing a second one, you know. And there was one a few years back, was it Scream Generations? It was that good that Miramax went after him. You know, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're doing this film. You asked permission. That's our characters you're basing. You're creating characters linked to real characters. What are you doing? You've got to ask permission for that. You know, I was like, what? And Screen Generations was fans acting in their own film, of course, and it even started like Scream 2. Anyone ever see it? And when I say it started like Scream 2, I mean we had the same song, we had the same aerial shot, very similar, not the same. They would basically try to replicate the start of Scream 2 where it pans up and then goes into the window and then it goes to Nev asleep, doesn't it? Or Sydney asleep with the phone ringing. And that's how Screen Generation started with their main character, which was a Sydney-ish character, but not Sydney. But yeah, even so, it is always preferred, in Funworld's opinion, whether it's RJ, whether it's brand enforcement, whether it's whoever on the emails, it's always preferred if they ask. And then they know that the respect is there for the character and for the intellectual property, and then they say, well, what are you doing it for? Is it college? Is it uni? Is it for profit? Is it, you know, what's the reason? And then if it does come to doing something and paying for it to license it, then I suppose it comes down to paying for it. I don't know of any fan film that has paid for it. I mean, I did, 6 fan films of Ghostface, Arnold Screams, which were just pathetic, and that was way before speaking to RJ. So my site came in November 2006. We'd already done most of the films by then. They finished in 2009. We filmed a little bit of one in 2010. I think it was June 2010. They've not done anything since. Because now, although my fan films were as pathetic and stupid as they were, but that was the idea, we didn't have anyone that could act. We didn't have a script. The only script we ever had was for the last one that was 15 minutes long. And then we didn't get to finish it, you know. And that got pulled for using the Screenforce score in it on YouTube. But overall, that was way before fan films started kicking off big time. But there was also a 90s fan film called, meant to be called Scream Again, which was an original title for the original Scream 2, or thought of at least. But yeah, there was one called Scream Louder fan film from the late 90s. And that was one of the first fan films ever known for Scream, you know. And then we had other stab fan films, which we won't get into because it just gets a bit silly for particular reasons that I won't go into. But yeah, which somehow got some weird following by lots of little youngsters, I can only assume. But yeah, the fan films these days, some are done really nice. Even Michael Myers ones I've watched, there was one that was 2 hours bleeding long. And the most of the comments on YouTube were saying, amazing fight choreography, who comes up with these fights, who films it like this, who does this, who does... And it was fans just being fans loving Michael Myers. I forget the name of that one, but I watched it, I was like, Jesus, 2 hours, am I going to make it through the first hour? Is it going to be pathetic or is it going to be decent? And it was actually okay. It was actually okay. But yeah, Zen House Studios, they did their version, which I'm just wondering now what it was bloody called. I'm just trying to confirm it. Zen House Studios Scream. Yeah, Scream Legacy, that was it. Scream Legacy, a Scream fan film, 2022, full movie, YouTube, and it even says on the 4 years ago upload, 9.6 million views. Bloody hell. I contacted him, see if he'd come on the stream. No response. I was like, well, if that's what you're going to be like, then fuck you, quite frankly. This is it, help us make the sequel. Zen House Studios. But yeah, 1 hour, in fact, yeah, 1 hour, 5 minutes and 50 seconds. So not a normal film run time, but again, it's a fan film. But yeah, 1 hour, 5 minutes. The making of Scream Legacy is 24 minutes. The making of it's bloody almost half the film length. 24 minutes 10 seconds, and you got One Kill a Night. You've got Scream Legacy 2 campaign going on now from 10 months ago with only 1.2 thousand views on it, you know, on Indiegogo. Scream Legacy Part 2, Scream Legacy, a fan film trailer. Yeah, you got quite a few with regards to fan films. But yeah, some of them you look at and you're like, yeah, this is actually okay, and the others you're like, Jesus man, how did they even act this without falling in onto the floor laughing? I was just planning to make my own take on the Scream 4 opening, remake of it of sorts. That will be way down in the pipeline, but alright. And yeah, if to play it safe, Aaron Schneider, obviously I'm not part of Fun World Easter Unlimited, I'm nothing to do with them. I'm just a website they know about that RJ says, alright, just keep doing the site. Nothing to do with Fun World, you know that. I am not an employee, never will be. But yes, keep it legit. Just, I'd go brand enforcement email, I think that's on their site, pretty sure it is. Go to the brand enforcement, send a thing just saying, just want to do my own little clip. I will put copy, just say that you will put up copyright text, you will respect the brand, and it's always going to do you a favour. And then just probably put on the end of it, don't want to be in trouble for this, just plan to be a short clip of a remake of the Scream 4 opening, and just word it as nice as possible. And they'll say, oh look, somebody here that's got a bit of respect, and whether they say one thing or the other, I don't know. But again, like earlier I said, that's what Clive did. He came to me as Burt Bench, Mr. Clive, want to do me KMB, what's he going to say? I said, I don't think he'll do a KMB, Clive. I said, yours is a nice version, it's good, the pumpkin was nice, you know. But I said, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to come. And I says, just talk to him, maybe see if he can do something else with regards to the other types of mask he'd done at the time. Again, Scrumpkin ended up being Pumpkin, and you know, look at the mask Clive's got with him now. He got 4 or 5, hasn't he? Was it 3 or 4? I don't know. The Spawn one, the Screamer one, the other ones I can't remember the name of, but yeah. All I'm saying is basically when fans respectfully ask for something, even if it's just a small 5-minute clip, they always appreciate the fact they've asked. I mean, bloody hell, one of my mates keeps saying on the odd message now and again, or on a Facebook stream when I do one, oh, we need to do some more Arnold Scream. No, everyone's got wives and kids now. Well, not everyone, but you know, a lot of them have got wives and kids now. The thumbprint's embedded into the forehead. It ain't gonna happen. And plus, I would have to ask RJ for permission. Look, I've got Arnold Scream. What's Arnold Scream? And they'd say, yeah, I'd have to have permission to do it. But yeah, with my friends and Nottingham, where I live, and locations today, with regards to busyness and idiot drivers on the roads, we always used to film in quiet villages, is what we used to call them, because they were quiet villages. Now those villages are no longer quiet. There's just too many pricks in and out, too many cars, too much traffic. Quiet villages, very rare now in Nottingham. They're not quiet anymore. Most of them have been built on the outskirts, and hundreds of homes going up there, 1,000 homes going up there, and there's no such thing as peace and quiet anymore in many areas of Nottingham. So I'm just like, sod it, we don't need this. No point. No point. The story was pathetic in the first place. For our story, our acting was absolutely pathetic and so stupid it was unbelievable anybody ever watched. And it was mainly just mates messing about with a costume and a mask. That's all it was. We didn't put a story in it until Arnold Scream 3. We got to the end of 2 and started a little bit of a story. Right at the end of 2, into 3 there was a story, 4 there was a story, 5 there was the end of the story, 6, which was just Arnold Screams, was just a 15-minute clip that was filmed with totally different people that I knew from the ghost hunting community. And we had a little bit of a script, did a couple of scenes, and then just finished. In June 2010 it was. Different killer, or different person playing the killer, but it was good. Big, non-sparkly costume, EU stamps. And it was okay, and it was just people, it was just friends messing about. We couldn't act for shit. And when people do or have watched the Arnold Screams on DVDs that I used to send out for free, all they had to pay was for postage. That was it. So it was free for the basically disc DVD set, but the postage, I said, just pay your postage, because I can't make money on this because it's not my Ghostface and it's not my brand, etc. So I said, pay for the supply. If I remember right, pay for the supply of the discs and the postage, and I'll just put the films on the disc for you and say, and go and watch them. Region free. Nate's got a set of them. You know, there's a few fans that got a set of them, and to watch them, they're absolutely pathetic. You're like, these can't act to save their lives. Yes, we know that. We're not saying we can act. It's just what you will see will make you laugh. The takedowns, the killers with no gloves on and their arms showing because the Fun World robe's too short. The killer that was too tall and the bottom of the cloak was just below his knees, you know. And that's what made it stupid. The killer that had all black on but white trainers. The killer that ran in front of my car, we ran him over and he shattered my windscreen, which was real. No back, nothing on his back to protect his back, nothing on his padding. It was all just mates pissing about, you know. Nothing to protect my mate that shattered my windscreen. He rolled off into the road and got up again because we were young and dumb. But I didn't run him over to run him over. I drove at him and he ran and jumped at the car. But because I was doing almost 22 miles an hour, he didn't predict the impact and neither did I, and he shattered my windscreen. He shattered the windscreen. He was fine. I think he had a little cut on his arm, and I had another windscreen already sat in reserve anyway, because it had a crack in it in the first place, but it was only a very small one. But he just basically, obviously what he did, escalated it and just knackered the windscreen. But he was fine. The main thing was, as long as he was alright. And he's still around today, and he's still a daft sod. And he's got 3 daughters and a missus and a couple of cats. But if I say to him, what, another Arnold Scream, he'd probably say, well, yeah, okay, but what are we doing now? Why are we doing it now? But there's another mate that really wants, you know, he really wants to do a couple more. I'm like, there's no point, mate, there's no point. So at the end of the day, I would have to get permission, and it isn't for profit, but I ain't got the money to piss about with more stuff that's just going to get us in trouble with the local police, you know, because if the coppers had seen me running him over, or sort of running him over, we'd have been straight down the police station. Public road, no permissions, no permits. What the hell are you doing? You could have killed him, you know. I say it was only 20 odd miles an hour, but the main thing was he was okay. It wasn't going fast, as we say, but him to run at it, he misjudged it a bit, and I misjudged it with regards to how fast he'd come towards the car. But even then, all you hear on the footage is just the screen cracking. You just hear this, and you're like, oh yeah, he's got it. And then he rolls off, and it stopped, and we all got out, checked on everyone, and then we're filming it from behind, the car pulling off, he's lying in the road, the car pulls around him and speeds off. End of scene, carry on. So Scream 7 copied us. I'm joking. But you see this here on the browser. You see this thumbnail? Do you see what's on that thumbnail? That's him on my car bonnet hitting the windscreen. So again, this is an old VHS-C camcorder. Somebody hanging out the passenger side filming it while I'm driving. And that's his legs on the end, hanging off the bonnet there. You see what I mean with the white trainers? So it's all in black, got the mask. The sleeves are too short because the Fun World costume was too short for his arms. He's got a fake plastic knife, bloody mask, bloody blade. And yeah, white trainers. I'm like, you really do stick out with the trainers, don't you? And it's there, look. Oh, hang on. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not going to play it because there's a copyrighted song on there by Rockstar. Was it Rockstar? But just see if I can get a pause of it. I mean, I can just mute the tab, which is fine. But yeah, our films were just pathetic. That's the end of story. Pathetic. Let's just mute the tab. Yeah, it's there. Look. But all the, I mean, what's this? 3 minutes 49. We don't need to watch it all. There we go. So there he goes. He's running along. Bang. And it's cut because that's just part of a trailer. But yeah, bang. And when he hit the windscreen, bang. There he is again. The aftermath. And then he rolls off and the car pulls around him. I can't remember. This is a long time since I've edited this. You're going back 20 years since this was edited. We had footage from years and then we did nothing with it, and then I just put it all on computer one day, which was an old computer, and it used to struggle to render it. But yeah, this is just mates pissing about. That's in a gym. That's in a gym that was owned by someone. That's outside the gym that was owned by the same person. This is in a pub. Just random pub filming. So like guerrilla type filming here, as they call it. This is up an area of Nottingham. This is in somebody's house. The first time we got into the house. The last time we got into the house. Because his parents were away. So we didn't film there ever again. There's the chap that's, you know, he got stabbed there. Look. That was his parents' house. But they was only away that one time, so we didn't get to film there again. This was the old quiet village called Woodborough, which is not quiet anymore, you know. This is Lamley, you know. These local areas in Nottingham. This is Netherfield. In a retail park, you know. That's Lamley again. I could bore the shit out of you with this, man. I mean, it ain't going to go on too long. This was West Bridgeford, you know. People know Nottingham, but West Bridgeford, yeah. Posh area now, that's considered. This is Calverton. This is where I used to live, at the end of a caravan park, you know. Here's O'Killer there, bottle swiping people. But that is Calverton, a caravan park that still exists. It's got like chalets and caravans. It was actually okay. There's Calverton. Who's Calverton? Yeah, Calverton, another area in Nottingham. And it finishes now, I think. Yeah. This is Bestwood, the original killer from our films. You know, he's having a bit of a funny time going doolally, but he did it for the camera, you know. All right, let's get off anyway. Let's get off. We've bored the crap out of you for too long. The question is, what mask is that? Yeah, in the fan films, the masks were MK squinties and EU stamps. That's what they always were. I've still got some signed ones from all my mates that signed it, but the ink seeps so far into the mask now, you can hardly tell who's who. Even my own signature I can't find. I'm like, where did I sign it? Even Nate has got one of the signed masks, what many of my mates squiggled on, you know, that we used in our fan films. I said to Nate once, he put a screenshot up a while ago, a picture up. I says, what's that mask in the background on that fence? He goes, you really don't know? I says, no. I says, that's your mask you sent me from your fan films. He goes, oh, bloody hell. I says, it has a particular shape to it because he'd mounted it on a fence post for something that he were doing. I forget what it was. But I was like, Jesus, that's my mask. Screen 4 mostly used the non-sparkle robes on screen. Yes, if I remember correctly, yes. Nate's more preferred for these types of questions. Nate was in contact with Screen 4, JP Jones and Skip Crank, so he's definitely more knowledgeable than me, on many things anyway. But yeah, it was mainly non-sparkles. Public Enemy Studios robe, wanted to check their new stuff. Public Enemy Studios, they still going? Jesus, man. What was everyone's Scream robes? Public Enemy Studios, Jesus, man. I remember getting in contact with them years ago, bloody years ago. But yeah, the mask on the random trailer there, yeah. MK squinties most of the time, EU stamps the rest of the time. We mostly used just what mask was in the back of my car. And for some reason, MK squinties were always there. And EUs, after one of the MKs, we kept washing it after every time we filmed, and the MK just flipped straight back to shape every time. I said it earlier on the stream. Always used to flip back to what it was just used to be in that shape. It's really weird. As soon as you got out of the washing machine, it was just there in that same exact shape. No creases, no bloody nothing. It was just, that's the shape I'm going to be. That's how you're going to wear me. Like, okay. But yeah, later time it was always an EU in the back of my car and the Fun World costume, and that's what we did. But there you go. Right, anyway. Shall we finish off now? Because there's only a couple of viewers left. No offence to the people still watching, I don't mean it in a nasty way. But you know what it's like here. We end up rambling on sometimes, and apologies for that. I didn't really plan But there you go, got my own stream up just to make sure I can not chop myself off on the chat at the end. But yeah, I just want to make sure we can end the stream properly, not chop off halfway into what I'm saying, because what I say now and then press end stream is different to how it actually ends it. But yeah, I have got online still the 3.5 hour interview with RJ on a private link on YouTube, and he said to me recently, for whatever reason, says, oh, that link that you've disabled, because people get asking him for interviews and he were too busy to do interviews, and people were pissed off that mine was on there saying, well, you can talk to him but you can't talk to us. But he said recently, oh, you can put the interview back online soon, I'll let you know when, because it's got a lot of questions on there that I ask him and he answers as honestly as possible, and it gives people an insight. Go, Jesus, is that really what they did in that situation? Is that what happened with the scary movie Killer Mess? So that may be going up again soon on the website. When you go on the website, it's there on the main news page in the sliding images at the top of the screen, and you think, well, where's that interview then? So the interview is still on YouTube, it's just set to unlisted and private, because he says, no, not until I say can you put it back online. I'm like, okay. And he says the other day, yeah, you can put it back on soon, I'll give you a nudge when. I says fine. So alright. But yeah, well, no, thank you, Aaron, for tolerating and sitting and listening, and people that have been in and out the stream. Screen goes, bloody Kyle Cabrera, Dylan was sort of been and gone, I think. But again, this is 3 hours 15 minutes now. It's a bit too long, so apologies for that. Jesus, man, I've got to get up in the morning for bloody dentist, which is not going to be fun. But I'll say one thing: dentists are as bad as bloody vets, man. They mean well, but they charge a lot, you know what I mean? Same with vets, it's the same description. They mean well, they're doing your cat a favour or whatever. But yeah, somebody asked about the cats earlier, didn't they? The other two cats were in the other room. We got a mum and a son cat in the other room, Luna and Tigger. And there's a sister with a mum cat called Loki. She lives with her mother-in-law. I saw her yesterday. She's doing okay, actually, Loki. My mother-in-law breeds chickens, and she guards the chickens for her. So if something comes in the garden, like a magpie or a crow after chickens or anything, even a fox, she'll be tail up in the air chasing the sod off. But yeah, with regards for Aaron Schneider in particular, yeah, thank you for listening. But yeah, if you are fan filming it of whatever kind, please do the right thing with brand enforcement email. Just word it nice. I'm asking with due respect. I just want to do a clip of this opening, blah. Just tell them what you want to do, and say, look, I'm fully aware that there's a copyright, and if you send me the correct text, I'm more than happy to put it onto the clip, whether it's beginning, end, whatever. I mean, like this stream, I always keep myself covered and just have it on the bottom of the screen constantly, because Ghostface isn't mine, it never will be, we all know that, but I'm just showing respect for the brand and the fact I'm allowed to have a website and stream and talk about the mask and upcoming events, films, etc. Alright, but we'll speak to you all soon. If you made it this far, Jesus Christ, you did well. You must be tolerant, or just looking at your phone and listening to this on and off. Because a lot of people do that today, let's admit it. How many are like this? And then they look up, listen, and then like this, and they're scrolling, and then they look up. What's he just say? Oh, I'll rewind that. Fantastic face. Oh, fantastic. Oh, right, so he's found that Instagram, you know. But yes, if you do want to see 30th anniversary Fantastic Faces headers and masks, Halloween Store UK on Instagram have posted it, as you would have seen on this stream earlier. And they're now starting to have these images appear in groups on Facebook. So just keep looking. Yes, it is not a Fantastic Faces header, but trust me, I have relayed the information to RJ saying if there is another version that's a standard shroud, the preferred header would be the recreated classic, and that has been noted. That's all I can really confirm on that. He hasn't said, all right, we'll definitely do that then. He just said, right, okay, fine. And I do know that artwork is recreatable, and there's things in the past that I saw and thought, Jesus Christ, it's as though it never went away, and they've just there was something that was tried quite a while ago just to see if the image looked nice, and yeah, it did, with like a fantastic-ish background years ago, and I was like, bloody hell, that actually looks really good. So I thought, yeah, keep that in mind if we ever do a recreated tag. You can use that as a basic, sort of like a reference. But many times in the past it'd say, can I have a picture of your header tag? And yeah, I send them the front and the back, and that's when the message comes afterwards saying, oh, I forgot we signed the back of it. Like, yeah, so Alan, Stanley and RJ signed the back of my tag Fantastic on the back of the header. And RJ says, oh, I think unfortunately that header was the last thing Stanley ever signed for Ghostface. I was like, Jesus Christ. Again, we don't know for sure, but who knows, it's sad that he's gone, but you know, I just hope that at the end of all of whatever this is we're living in, that there's something up there where we reunite with pets, family, friends and whoever else for good things, and that something up there is described by many experiences of people that have died and come back, that seems to be something good up there, that may be a sort of a heavenish place. I hope so. Right, enough rambling, we'll see you soon. I'm just going to go quiet in a second and just keep me peace sign up. Then when I look at it on the YouTube on the opposite screen, I know that I'm fine. I'll go quiet, I'll keep that up, and then I'll press end knowing I've not chopped myself off saying half of this. So again, thank you for watching and listening. Thank you for making it this far if you have. And we'll be back soon. If there's anything to announce or anything me and Nate can say in the future, RJ will tell us, I'm sure. And whether it's a live stream or a pre-recorded video, with me it'll probably be a live stream. With Nate, whether it's pre-recorded or live, we'll see, won't we? But of course, head on to Reagan Productions, go see his videos. Very informative, knows his shit. And he'll always be 100 steps above my bloody ranking, I tell you, because he knows what he's on with and he's owned a lot of quality stuff. But full respect to Mr. Reagan, and full respect to RJ and Funworld, full respect to fans that made it this far, and see you later, people.